SportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said tight end Jake Ferguson a full participant today, which makes it seem probable he will go on Sunday. McCarthy also said Mozzie Smith looked much better today, could very well be in the lineup as well on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans running backs Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce not seen at practice today, and Joel Embiid is a very rich man, $192.9 million extension.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We're at Augustus Stadium.
Dude, I don't know about you, Minix, but the football Fridays just seem to roll around really quick during football season.
They do.
It's unbelievable.
If people only knew the amount of work that goes into putting on one of these broadcasts, from getting info, doing research on the teams. I don't just show up on Friday and call the game. You're right. And most of the prep work I do 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night or later, because there's that much to it to prepare for a broadcast. And yeah, it's nuts when you think about the hamster wheel that is the high school football season.
Well, I tell you, what is it, week 5, week 6 already? I mean, it's crazy how fast the high school football season rolls by.
It's not that. We're not that far into the season. So
it's at least week 5.
It's week 4.
No, it's not.
It's week 4.
Really?
It's
we're already
4.
going into week 3 of the NFL.
Yes.
This is week 5.
This is week 5. I've got the 1-2 O'Connor Panthers against the 1-2 Sotomayor Wildcats tonight. We've not yet had a bye week.
You sure?
I've had 3 Frito Pie Fridays. And look, Gus Stadium has a reputation for a great Frito pie. Had a dude tweet me last night over at Ferris Stadium, Northside ISD, about his great Frito pie at the game that he was at last night. It doesn't matter what stadiums, like Northeast, you would think the Frito pie at Heroes would be the same as the Frito pie at Comalander, but it's not.
Different booster clubs.
I mean, don't they all order it and the booster clubs come and work? I don't know how it works, but I know last year, Gus Stadium, this stadium had the best Frito pie. Now, through 3 games this year, Alamo Heights has the best Frito pie. I expect them to get knocked off that leaderboard tonight, but then we're back at Alamo Heights next week for Alamo Heights against Bernie.
So you really do. I mean, you're being serious about that, because I saw that Frito pie at Alamo Heights.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be really hard to beat.
It's going to be hard to beat.
Especially if they're just throwing Rico's cheese on this
Don't
thing.
knock Rico. I love Rico's cheese.
I'm not knocking Rico's cheese.
I mean, it wasn't the grated cheese. Look, at Alamo Heights, I don't know if they do this intentionally or if it was pure accident, but the cheese they keep cold. And so when you put it on, it wasn't all melty by the time you were enjoying it. It melted throughout while you were eating it. But if they did room temperature cheese, it would melt a lot faster. I don't know, and it gives that little bit of coldness, that chill in the bite. It was fantastic. I don't know if that was on purpose or accident, because we get it early, because concession stands open and John Robbins is right there immediately. But it was fantastic last week.
Robbins is right there. It's like he's got a Frito pie radar going on. He knows exactly when the chili's ready. When they're opening the bag of Fritos, he's there. Bam.
See, here's the thing. I mean, now, granted, this is my 27th year of doing high school football.
Damn, you're old.
John Robbins has been with me for 20 of those years, maybe more, 22, something along those lines. There is a routine, and when you eat is a big part of that routine. You don't want to be the first in line when they open the concession stand. When they raise it up, you have no idea how ready they really are. Right? So you don't want to be the first person in line. You give them about 10 minutes. But you also don't want to wait so long where you got to stand in line. So
that's what I mean.
And Robbins has it down to a
He's got
science.
it down.
I don't ask. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't care because I do, because he's going for me, so I care greatly.
It just appears.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we're in the show. We're doing this, and, he's hanging out, doing whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's a Frito pie.
Dude, I want to. Do you pay him back for that Frito pie?
Yes.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him because I don't believe you. I'll ask Robbins if he gets paid back. Poor guy's probably got a Frito pie budget that he's got to account for every football
season. It's included in his paycheck.
Oh, right? Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes. I mean, you think you make X, but we I mean, well, you see me every week. I hand him a $20 bill as soon as I see him.
I have never seen that.
You're such a liar. Last week you were like,
that.
Where's mine?
I have never seen that. No, I was talking about the Frito pie.
No, I hand him a $20 bill as soon as he walks in.
All right, I'm going to ask. I'll ask Robbins when
you can.
I will.
You can.
Oh, I want to see it tonight. I want to witness it. You hold it up. Here's the 20. Here, John.
Sure, you could do that. I mean, it's true. It's there. I mean, the old rule. I buy, you fly.
All right, that's cool.
Right?
It's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, the guy works for nachos every week.
I know how it works around here.
Yeah, exactly. I got him.
Yes,
it's all good. So yeah, the Frito pie at Gus Stadium. Always perfect.
Okay.
In fact, I don't want to say no, because I've always been a Frito pie guy, but I used to vary it up. See, like they sell, I think it's Smoke Shack here. They've got some other burgers here.
Okay.
They've got some other options, but I go Frito pie. Frito pie on a Friday night goes hand in hand for me. That's just part of it.
Well, sure, and I get that. That's a tradition. I understand that. I'm not doing really well today.
What do you mean?
Well, I had a Freddy's burger today.
Yeah.
I was in a hurry and it was right there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just kind of sitting there,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well.
The toilet's right there.
It's right across.
There's a bathroom right there.
If I miss a segment or two, you guys know what it is.
Wait a minute. I mean, Freddy's steak burgers are fantastic.
Dude,
what did you get the chili dog?
No. Did
you get the Freddy's cheeseburger chili dog combo?
I did not.
Did you get the custard?
No.
Well, what the hell is sitting on your stomach? The burgers are fine.
Well, it was a double burger with jalapenos.
Well, there you go.
Well, no, it's fine. I mean, but it's just kind of there. I don't have to do anything.
Don't trust the fart, brother.
Well, I don't have to do anything at the moment. I'm just saying it's just kind of like sitting there. I'm not a huge Freddy's fan with all transparency.
Why? I mean, Freddy's is great. The burgers are great.
I hate the French fries.
The fries are fine.
The French fries suck.
Their fries are fine. They're crispy.
I might as well go get a can of shoestring potatoes.
Well, that's kind of what they are. They're just fried up.
Well, it's terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's awful.
They're not awful. They're better than some places' fries, but you have to be in the mood for those particular fries.
Well, I don't know. It's just.
But I would rather have a crispier fry than a more potatoey soft fry.
Well, I just like to have a fry. That's like eating a twig.
Well, you get a handful. You don't eat them one at a time.
Jeez.
The hell, I went to Bill Miller's.
Yeah,
I'm good. Bill Miller's basically right here in the parking lot at Gus Stadium.
Yeah. And what'd you have?
Chopped beef.
Okay, that's solid.
Dude,
I got that.
I had a $5. Hey, when was the last time you had a $5 lunch? It was $4.93 for a chopped beef and an iced tea.
Really?
Yeah, they forgot the fries.
They forgot the fries. So, now wait a second. Because usually that meal's with 2 chops. You only asked for 1?
Well, I don't know if they were doing the Chick-fil-A thing over there or if they were doing the Burger Boy thing where they got the person in the parking lot taking your order.
Yeah.
But they had a person in the parking lot taking the order, which I've never seen at Bill Miller before. So I don't know if the box was broke or whatever. So what do you want? And I said, well, what's the chopped beef meal? And she was like, you just want 1? Yep. With fries? Yep. Drink? Tea? Yep. All right. $4.93.
Wow.
All right.
It's a hell of a deal.
Sure. But I mean, because I'm with you. Normally it comes with 2 or as a single. But she was just boom, 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 and off you go. But, I get here to the stadium and start to eat, and there's no fries in the back. Now, I've ordered this enough where I thought, okay, is there a special? Or because normally it's 2. the price, maybe they're on sale on this Friday.
Could be.
Maybe she just started me for a sandwich and a tea and forgot. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I hope they're listening. Maybe somebody will trot up some fries to you.
Well, by the time they get up here, they'll be cold.
Nah, not today. It's hot outside.
It's 93 degrees outside.
It's hot outside.
Welcome to fall football. Welcome to fall football.
It's all good, man.
It is all good. All good for everybody not named Mike McCarthy. Oh, my goodness. Did you hear the fireworks this morning between Rob Thompson and Mike McCarthy? Old Coach McCarthy had the tone with Rob Thompson like, if you kids don't settle down, I'm going to turn this car around.
Yeah.
He didn't like being questioned by the great Rob Thompson this morning on the morning huddle. We'll hear the exchange coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, sports bettors, Joe Reinigle here to tell you about my favorite sportsbook and casino, BetUS.com. You know, football is back, so it's time to get in on the action. I endorse one sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS. BetUS went large for you this season. A huge offer, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call, 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, where the game begins.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back home in the Alamo Dome this Saturday against Houston Christian. It's the UTSA Roadrunners Hispanic Heritage Game and Salute to First Responders Game. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Tickets start at just $21. It's our UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Houston Christian Huskies this Saturday in the Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SALE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a serious heart condition. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. My HCM impacted how I felt and what I could do. So I asked my cardiologist about treatment advances that gave me new options. That conversation was big for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com to learn more.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Bowling Green Falcons, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. O'Connor against Sotomayor tonight here at Gus Stadium. Should be a great game. High school football energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors. Well, they got these new video boards here, and they just turned this thing on. Holy cow.
Dude, it's incredible. 3D and
well, I don't know if it's 3D. It's just that good.
What is 3D?
3D, 4K.
Look like it's coming out of there.
I have no idea. That's impressive. I can't wait now to see the game tonight with the actual video of the play that's going on. But that's impressive. That video board is impressive.
It really is impressive. And our good friend Goose was in here. I haven't seen Goose in a while.
Well, he used to see him. Used to work at Channel 4 forever.
Yeah, he did.
And well, he looks like Goose from Top Gun, which is why
that's why everybody calls him Goose.
Has been called Goose, right?
Yeah, the dude never ages, man. He still looks like Goose.
Well,
because Goose didn't age anymore. Goose died.
You realize?
So, yeah.
All right, Nikki Glazier.
Yeah.
You and your jokes, man, they're going over like a lead balloon.
Dude, I thought she was funny last night.
Did you stay up and watch her?
Well, no,
or you
but
just saw the clips later?
I saw it today.
Yeah. What's the point? And she's going to do that at least 4 more times. We'll get into it later. Yeah. But, yeah, it was – I mean, some of it was fun. It's just – and, the interesting thing is the other day, because now I got 1,000 gazillion channels on my new little gizmo that –
yeah.
So we were scrolling through looking for something to watch, which if you have no idea what you're watching, you got too many options.
Uh-huh.
But we saw the Nikki Glazier special. I'd never seen her outside of the Tom Brady roast. So we watched that. Holy cow. I will say, watching her on regular TV, you can't. She's
a little racy, huh?
She's just flat out dirty.
Dirty. Yeah,
okay. Not racy, dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Well,
but dirty.
Every comedian's got to have some kind of shtick.
It's different when you hear it from a lady.
Right.
Dirty, right? Dirty. Everything you're thinking, she's saying. Right? So to see her on TV trying to be all clean, it just doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work.
And I think she had a hard time with that too. I mean, because they're telling, hey, we got to keep it.
And I think
I think on Amazon. What
I think the other part of it too is she's got to write the moment with highlights.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Hard to take a Jets-Pats game that was sucky and try to make it funny.
Well, she'll be better, I think. I mean, it was her first time. She didn't know a damn thing about football.
Well, so she says.
That's what she says.
That's what she says.
I don't think she does.
Yeah, we'll see.
Those things never really work out. Like Rob Riggle was on Fox.
Yeah.
And, he was funny, but it just doesn't ever seem
The
to
only
stick.
one that could do it is Caliendo, just because he's just doing somebody else's voices.
He's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike McCarthy was not funny this
A
morning.
little surly, and Rob Thompson a little surly too.
Well, I mean, look, as a Cowboy fan, we're all pissed off. I was with Rob Thompson last week at the game, sitting right next to him, watching the Cowboys get their ass kicked by the New Orleans Saints. Rob this morning looked at, and I thought asked really good questions, and, angry Cowboy fan, but also Pro Football Focus is saying this. Rob asked Mike McCarthy about the offensive line struggles.
Let's talk about your offensive line. It just doesn't look like your typical offensive line, coach. Is it a lot of it? Obviously, you got some young guys, and you know how preseason now is kind of truncated and you can't get the work in. Can you blame a lot of that on just the way that preseason is now, that you just don't get the time with your offensive line? And what's next to get the coordination that you're so good at finding your line? What's next to get them there?
Oh, I think it's part of the process, and and I think like anything, I mean, if we're going to highlight the negatives, for opinions, I don't think it's clarity on exactly where we are. I think the offensive line, regardless of the score of the game, we had a couple guys, particular inside players, that played well. So it just goes back to my first answer. You got to evaluate without the emotion, and I get we're on a radio show, and I don't agree with the.
But coach, numbers don't lie. The offensive line is terrible right now. I mean, 32nd, 37th, for Zach Martin on guard play. It's just not the thing that I've ever seen from your line before.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at numbers. You got two all-pro offensive guards in Smith and Martin that are ranked 32nd and 37th respectively by Pro Football Focus in line and run blocking. This is not something I've seen from those guys before.
Pro Football Focus.
Well, I'm just looking at numbers that they're throwing at me, coach, and I'm looking at what I saw last week, and this is so abhorrent to anything I've ever seen from your line before. I'm trying to figure out how we got here.
All right, Rob, I disagree.
Oh, okay. Respectfully, tell me why I'm wrong.
Respectful. Well, because there's more to run blocking than just what happens with the guy over you. I mean, there's other things that are going on in our run game, and I can tell you right now, I'm not worried about the two guards.
Me either, but the numbers show me something went on that went there, and this is just not what I'm accustomed to seeing from you guys.
Disagree with you, Rob. You're doing a hell of a job.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
I disagree with that, too.
Head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, brought to you by.
You're right. I disagree with that.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys don't settle down, I'm going to turn this car around and send you to your room without supper.
Well, I mean, look, it's legit. I think offensive line, I think, is the least of their worries. But if you're talking about numbers like Rob was throwing out there, it's legit, and maybe you should answer that. Now, I'm not sure the Cowboys or Mike McCarthy look at Pro Football Focus. They may be looking at something else, but the numbers are the numbers.
The run game hasn't been there, and there's been a lot of focus on that. The idea, and I get Mike McCarthy, or pick a team. They probably hate Pro Football Focus and grades. And different guys that analysts, whether it's, say, Kurt Warner, who is bitching, like, how do all these guys break down all this film, overnight and talk about it on Monday if they haven't seen the games? Because only the teams know what the plays were and what the guy's responsibility was. So I could see where Mike McCarthy would not give any credit to Pro Football Focus because they don't have the details of what that guy's responsibility was. They're grading off of assumptions. So I could see where he would say, what the hell does Pro Football Focus know? Except for we know that Pro Football Focus is put together by a bunch of former coaches and scouts and guys that have been on the inside that know more than you and me and you listening, right? but I could see where you don't want to give them credit, especially if they don't align with the grades that the Cowboys are giving their individual players while they're grading the tape, knowing what the play calls were and what their assignments were. So I could see that. He could easily say that. He could easily say that, Pro Football Focus, here's why I don't like that. He's trying to defend his guys. But any of us with two eyes watching the game can see that there are some issues with protection. There's some issues, obviously, in the run game, which, sorry, Jerry, is not a media made-up story, and pass protection. There are some concerns with the offensive line.
Well, sure. Again, though, I think what we're looking at, the offensive line would be the least of my worries.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about Zach Martin, who is Hall of Famer, Tyler Smith, who has been playing well, so hasn't. Look, they got two rookies on that offensive line as well. Look, it's good entertainment for us, but I'm not sure that that's the hill I would have died on. But it's Rob's interview, and he can do what he wants.
Well, and I look at Zach Martin probably helping out a young rookie center in BB, which obviously he was doing with what's his name? That's now in Washington. I forgot his name, but I mean, yeah, you just look at it and you go, all right. I mean, I appreciate Rob, going there. I just wish, all right, Mike, you can disagree, but tell me why. I mean, if you think I'm wrong, if I'm asking you about what's wrong with your guys and you disagree, tell me why. Don't just, I disagree and try to move on.
Well, I wish McCarthy would have said, because it sounded like, and whether he's heard of him or not, it sounded like he's never heard of Pro Football Focus.
Oh, he knows.
Or it's like whatever. So it doesn't really matter, but I'm with you. If he would have said, well, look, and he tried to, I think, explain a little bit, but yeah, it was fun.
It was. I mean, 6:45 in the morning, and here's the other thing. See, Mike McCarthy is no dummy. And we've known Mike McCarthy since he became coach of the Cowboys. And, those interviews started, is when Rob was still on the Blitz, but we would have to get up and do the interviews because he likes to do the interviews at 6:45 in the morning, the old breakfast Blitz. Yeah. And until he caught on that we only sent breakfast tacos after a win, he wasn't like that. See, he didn't get breakfast tacos this morning, and he knew he wasn't going to get breakfast tacos this morning because they got their ass kicked.
It still gets breakfast tacos?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a part of that anymore, so I don't know what Rob and AJ are doing as far as I will say the whole breakfast taco bit was an entire Rob Thompson deal. Yep. He would pay for that out of his own money, wouldn't let me chip in or pledge or anybody else, and Lord knows the station wasn't going to reimburse him, but he found a guy that would get up, make the tacos, and get them to the Star. And getting those tacos into the Star, it would be easier to go get something out of Fort Knox than to get those tacos into that building. But we had it all figured out with a guy that would do it. And I don't know what happened to that guy. And then it was a pain in the ass getting other people that would be willing to not only make the tacos, but get them delivered and go through the hassle. But it was at the point where we were getting orders from quarterbacks on what they wanted because those tacos went to the quarterback room. So they knew when they were coming. But when they figured out they only got tacos after a win, the gig was up.
Well,
right? I mean, at that point.
But that's when the only time they should get them. Why are you going to send breakfast tacos when they get their ass kicked?
Well, I mean, it's true. And I don't know if Rob's going to do or make the effort for tacos again this year. Maybe next week after they beat the Giants the following week, because I know Mike McCarthy won't be on next Friday because the Cowboys play on Thursday night. Beat the Giants and, Rob, make nice with Coach McCarthy and send those tacos up there.
Well, what about if they beat the Ravens? You're not going to send it on Monday?
Oh, no.
Why not?
Well, because the tacos get delivered on Friday ahead of the interview.
Oh, okay. They don't get delivered on Monday. I got you.
No,
all right. I'm catching on now. Catching on.
Yeah, no, the tacos were always delivered, right before the interview at 6:45 in the morning.
Gotcha.
That's what I mean. So even those tacos, like the guy that we had doing it or that Rob had doing it, this is a guy that would go open his kitchen early and make all the tacos, get them delivered, and then literally I think he stayed closed later than he normally would because he wouldn't be back from the Star in time to open at 7. But he would get there and make the 50 tacos or whatever to I mean, Rob was getting to the point where he was spending like $80 to $100 a week in breakfast tacos.
Wow.
Because and at the time, whichever backup quarterback would be the one that would text their order. This is what Dak wants. This is what Cooper wants. This is what Coach wants. This is what Zeke wants, because Zeke goes to the quarterback meetings on Friday, and you go from there.
Well, I thought it was a great deal that he did it. And, I thought I heard that dude went away or didn't want to do it or went out of business or something. But, it was a good bit. I like it.
It was. We got to get Rob to get that going again. It was.
I don't know. Rob's pocketbook can handle it. Right? I mean, that's
at the rate they're winning right now, it can.
Well, it might, right? It might. Yeah, that's true.
Although who's going to win this week? I mean, it's one of those interesting games that you can make an argument for both, and okay, I could buy that. We'll talk about it coming up. Now, I will say it's 2:31. It's Friday. A week from Monday, we're playing golf.
Yeah,
our Fall Golf Classic benefiting at San Antonio Sports. I just got an email. We are down to 11 players available. So that's a handful of teams, 3 or 2 teams and 3 individuals. But we're that close to being sold out. 11 players available.
So that's just under 4 foursomes or 3 foursomes.
Math is hard. 2 foursomes and 3 singles.
Okay, well, or...
There really is no or, sir.
Well, I'm just wondering.
What are you wondering?
I mean, we should add another team then, because
we can't.
Well, who's going to sell 3 singles?
Well,
we shouldn't sell singles anymore.
We should. Well, we should sell 3 more singles and eliminate singles. But
right.
That's above my pay grade. I'm just going with the number that Nick just emailed out.
Right.
We've got 11 spots left. 2 foursomes, 3 singles.
All right.
If you want to play, don't wait for the weekend. I'll take care of it on Monday kind of BS. Get to sasportstar.com and get signed up. I would like before 6 o'clock to get an email that says we're completely sold out.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
That would be my challenge to you. Get signed up now. If you've been thinking about it as a single, there's 3 singles there. Maybe you got 2 friends and you don't know if you've got 2 others. We got 11 spots, 2 foursomes, 3 singles. sasportstar.com, benefiting our good friends at San Antonio Sports as they celebrate their 40th anniversary. Brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Jim Beam. We've been getting the alcohol orders in. I'm telling you, you won't be thirsty. I can promise you that.
Of course not.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Renee's going to make sure of that with Flight by Yingling and Jim Beam.
All their different products.
Take shots and then you chase it with a flight.
It's not just Jim Beam. It's all the other Beam Santori products that are in there. I mean, you won't be thirsty.
No.
You won't be hungry.
It'll be good.
And the scenery is fantastic.
It is. It's a beautiful golf course.
I learned a term today that I didn't know existed that I can't say on the radio, and it's absolutely right.
What do you mean you can't say it on radio? Why not?
I can't say it on radio. You'll have to visualize that for yourself, and you will if you get signed up. sasportstar.com. I don't even know if I could say that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think you can.
I don't think I can.
We're going to a break?
Yes, we are.
You can tell me.
I don't know that I can.
Yes, you can.
I don't know that I can. Don't know that I can.
Why do you want to leave me hanging like that?
I'm get signed up at sasportstar.com. When we are rolling around Olympia Hills on Monday, September 30th, I'll point them out.
You'll point them out.
Even I don't know that I'll have to, but
well, no, you won't. If
just
you're
roll
talking
with
about that,
just roll with it.
Yeah,
you know exactly what I'm saying.
Kind of.
You know exactly what I'm saying. Let's talk Cowboys coming up in the ridiculousness that Jerry Jones was talking this morning.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, talking all about this Cowboys-Ravens matchup. We got you covered there. Texas A&M. We'll look at the top 10 as well. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog at Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Taking Nugenix Total T makes a huge difference for me. Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas, right? Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yes. Text radio to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-929-0277. 800-929-0277.
Pop them a tax relief.
What's on?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching online on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Easy to do. Hit the thumbs up button while you're there. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Make snarky comments. We appreciate them.
Absolutely, we do. Of course we do.
Especially if it comes to Freddy's French fries.
You can't even say that.
It was, yes.
I'm just saying, look, I prefer bigger French fries, not little sticks.
Mm-hmm.
The burger was fine.
But it's still bothering your stomach.
No, I'm
or
good now.
Something is.
I'm fine now.
Well, what happened? You didn't leave the room.
Well, it was just kind of hanging there, but I guess it's, digesting properly.
He hasn't left yet, and he hasn't smelled up this little room that we're in right now. So
everything's good. It's all good. I'm more worried about your chopped beef than I am my Freddy's burger.
Oh, my chopped beef is fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
My stomach's pretty strong that way.
Uh-huh.
Surprisingly, but it is.
I'm just saying it didn't hurt. It was just like a lead.
Look, when you said you're worried, I'm worried.
Well, I had to like hammer slam that down pretty quick. I was running a little bit behind today, doing some things, and threw it down pretty quick.
So you ate too fast.
That's it.
Well, did you eat in the car?
No. Can't do a Freddy's that way.
I didn't think so.
Stuff.
But
no, I was at the house. I had to drop something off that I had to go pick up, come back to the house, drop it off.
Yeah.
Grab the Freddy's in between, slam down the burger, and got over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm better now, though. It's good.
Are you?
Yeah, it's all good.
It's amazing what can happen in 42 minutes.
It really is. I mean,
you were worried about missing an entire segment and being stuck in that little room over there.
Well, I don't do that because I don't have my wipes, so I'll stick a cork in it.
If it's at that level, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
you can only squeeze your cheek so much, man. If it's time to go, it's time to go.
Well, I mean, if it's that way, sure. But at the moment, I'm just fine. And I appreciate your concern.
I'm very worried about this.
I can tell.
I mean, I'm going to be in this room until 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. You can't have an accident in here. I don't want you to damage that chair.
There'll be no accidents. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
All right, just checking.
I've got an iron gut.
You were warning us earlier.
I wasn't warning you.
You said if I miss a segment, you'll know why.
I would and at that time
you said that on the air. You didn't. Well,
I thought at that time
that was not a conversation between us before the show started. That's how you started the show.
I am fine now. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, you say that.
Then I was worried. Now it's all good.
I mean, you didn't take any kind of Tums or anything like that. And you haven't left the room, so. Incredible how things change in less than an hour.
How do you know I didn't take any Tums? You have no idea.
We're sitting right here looking at each other.
Dude, I got a little medicine thing in that bag there. And
I saw you take a 5-hour energy.
Did that?
Yeah.
See, so everything's okay.
Wow. I'm worried about you, man.
Well, you shouldn't be.
All right.
It's all good.
I don't give a damn.
It's all good.
Is it all good for Jerry Jones?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, look, they got destroyed. It's September. It's 2 games in. Way too early to panic. But the concerns that we have had about this team the entire offseason were on full display on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints. One of them is questions about the running back room. Jerry Jones today on 105.3 The Fan said the running back issues are just completely made up by the media.
I'm surprised. What have we got? 10, 15 guys that do media. I don't have anybody else in the world ask me about this, but some media. And so a few of the media have gotten out here and written stories early about how we're going to go with the running back in the draft or how we need a running back, and they're trying to cover their you-know-what as we go through the season.
Okay.
Covering their you-know-what.
Now, here's the thing, Jerry. 15 people, that might be the amount of media that the Dallas Cowboys employ that work for DallasCowboys.com. Then you look at all the other Dallas media, the national media that covers the Cowboys and everything else. There's a lot more than 15. And I don't know who else you're talking to besides the media that would ask you about your running back room. I don't know. But I do know, Jerry, this is not made up by the media. During the pre-draft process, we looked this up. The Dallas Cowboys, of their 30 official visits, brought in 8 running backs. 8. You talked a lot about Jonathan Brooks from the Texas Longhorns.
Yep.
You talked about the kid from Florida State.
Trey Benson.
There were a couple that were available for you in the 3rd round. You didn't take them there. If you didn't trade away for Trey Lance, there were some that could have been there in the 4th round, but that pick might be your best running option right now, and you don't even have him active on game day in Trey Lance. So, no, it was not made up by the media. You Jerry, talked about it in the offseason. You brought in 8 guys, 8 on official visits. Of the 30 you could bring in, 8 were running backs. Now, you didn't draft any. And typically, the Cowboys only bring in people that they actually plan on drafting. So you can't tell me that it's made up by the media.
Well, no, you can't. But he's going to do that. And in fact, I mean, you heard the guys on the air kind of, and it's not true, but it's Jerry Jones talking about it. Look, he's getting tired of that. He's happy with the running back room. Stephen Jones told us he's fine with it. Dalvin Cook will be there eventually, whenever that happens to be. But look, other than what he has on the roster right now, and whether Dalvin's going to play or not, it doesn't seem to be a priority for them to bring in a running back.
It's not. Not yet. He was asked this morning, Jerry was, the possibility of Dalvin Cook playing.
Well, I don't know that will happen. And I must tell you, this is a little bit of a first for me because I've never seen such made of our position and what we're doing at that position. Running back this year and not having done this or not having done that at running back. Both these guys came out at the same time, the player that we're playing this weekend against Baltimore and Zeke. And so we've got a pretty good contemporary of our competition this week in Zeke Elliott. I'm pleased with what Zeke is doing. The big part of the running back deal is protecting the quarterback. That's real good stuff there. Running back is just not on our radar as far as an area of interest.
And I find that fascinating because running back is not on our radar. That I find that fascinating because if you notice what's happening around the league right now, the running back is making a comeback. I mean, the running game is making a comeback. And everywhere except Dallas.
Well, it's just because the too high safety look, and you can't throw it downfield, so you got to pound it.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's interesting. You hear that answer when he was asked specifically about Dalvin Cook yesterday on the Blitz when we talked with Stephen Jones and asked about when we will see Dalvin Cook active and in a game for the Dallas Cowboys.
Obviously, you don't bring a player like Dalvin Cook in, and Mike Zimmer had a great run with him in Minnesota in terms of what he brought to the table there. We've got good insight into what he's all about, but you don't bring a player like that onto your team if you don't think there's not a possibility that he's going to help you at some point. Now, timing wise, that'll be up to our coaching staff and kind of how things play out, injuries, et cetera, in terms of when Dalvin gets a shot. But we didn't bring him in here, obviously, a veteran type player. He's not there to be developed. He's there to be somebody who can ultimately help you, and we'll continue to evaluate him and our situation.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes if Jerry and Steven talk. I mean, honestly, because it seems like more often than not, they're on different pages. They have different trains of thought where Jerry's says one thing. I mean, Jerry flat out said Tuesday on his radio appearance in Dallas that Dalvin Cook was not going to play this week. He was adamant about it. Mike McCarthy said something different midweek, and then Steven says that with us yesterday. So.
I think they're probably all on the same page when they're in rooms. What they say to the media, they don't have a messaging meeting that they probably should have. Like, all right, here's what we're all going to say this week, something along these lines. I don't know, but I look at the run game and I see it struggling. I think you look at the run game and you say, well, that's not impressive. You driving around right now on 410 probably says the same thing. Dak Prescott, he was asked yesterday what gives him confidence the run game will get going.
Me scrambling a little bit more, going to get some plays, whether it be for a couple of yards, staying out of negative yards, scrambling, making some stuff happen down the field after getting out of the pocket has been huge for us in the past. So I can't get away from that. And honestly, that just opens up everything else. And then the run game just getting guys all on the same page. The backs have to understand that the linemen are going for a certain aiming point. It's their job, just as it is for me in the passing game, and the receivers is to hold windows and to know where the breaking point is. It's no difference in the run game. So it takes all 11. And I think the receivers would say, hey, they need to block outside a little bit more or better or whatever it takes. But a lot of confidence in who we have. You're talking about a couple of all-pros up front with some great young players and backs who can do it. So it'll get going for sure.
Well, and it leads me to believe with the conversation that Rob had with Mike McCarthy this morning, is it the running backs or is it the offensive line? I mean, sincerely, and it's a legit question because we're quick to blame Zeke and Rico and Little Deuce, but is it that or is the offensive line not blocking properly?
The little details. Again, you hear Dak talk about angle points and windows. All 11. And again, if one guy isn't getting their job done, the rest of it could look ugly. And you look at an important game this Sunday. Can you get all that fixed in 3 practices? You know, when you look at it that way, because this is a big game. Hard to call it a must-win, but it feels like it. And you got 2 teams desperate for a win. The Cowboys, in the grand scheme, you're playing an AFC team. It doesn't matter. You're playing an AFC team in September, but your overall psyche is there. You look at Baltimore, if they fall down 0-3, and you look at their upcoming schedule, tough. Lamar Jackson, he doesn't lose to the NFC. You Cowboys have had very little success historically against Baltimore as a team, but both teams have a lot of flaws. If you pick the Cowboys to win this game and tell me why, I could say, okay, I could see that. If you pick the Ravens to win this game and you tell me why, I could see that too. It's a weird game that way because in the truest sense of a word, this is truly a pick 'em because we don't know enough about either team, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Both of these teams have all 3.
Well, yeah, and you just said it, and I just looked it up. Lamar Jackson is 20-1 against the NFC as a starter in this league. And, there's a lot of reasons for that. The NFC doesn't see him as much as – I mean, if I'm an NFC team, I'm going straight to Kansas City. What is it they do that handles Lamar Jackson? Because they obviously do something because he can't beat Kansas City. So
we all can't just order up a Patrick Mahomes.
Well, no, but I get that, but it's not Patrick Mahomes. It's their defense.
Yeah,
it's not Patrick Mahomes. So it's interesting why he is so successful against the NFC, and the only thing I can think of is they just don't see him very often. They have nobody on their team, on their practice squad, that can imitate what Lamar Jackson does on the field.
Cowboys might in a guy like Trey Lance. I mean, it's as close as you might be able to get to speed.
That's as close
at the very least. I don't know. I know it's an important game. Jerry Jones talked this morning about the importance of Sunday's game.
I love to do what we're doing here, and that's create special incentives for a team. And I personally have that. And while it'd be ridiculous and I seem to be using that word a little more than I should be lately, but it just really would not be accurate at all to say this is a must-win game for either team. It's just not because that's the NFL. we just need to remind ourselves that this entire off season has been about what? Criticizing us for how we played in the playoffs last year. Not about how we played during the season. Not about how Dak was almost the most valuable player in the league during the season. Our focus from a fan standpoint, and I'll tell you this, my focus from whatever I am standpoint is about these playoffs.
Well, and I agree with him completely. It's not a must-win game for either one, although certainly the Ravens don't want to go down 0-3. That's difficult. You got to figure Cincinnati's going to win this week. Pittsburgh's got a tough game. Cleveland as well. So going down 0-3 is a tough hole to climb out of, where the Cowboys would be 1-2. Certainly they'd like to be 2-1. So it's a big game, I think, for both. A must-win, though, I got to agree with Jerry. It's not a must-win for either team.
No, but it'd be really nice to. I mean, again, you think about
sure, they all would.
Win at home and split on the road.
Yeah.
They could lose 2 straight at home, 3 overall if you count the Green Bay game after a 16-game regular season win streak at home. That'd be a tough pill, I think, for Jerry, but we will see.
A tough pill for both because, I mean, if you don't have home field advantage at Jerry World, that's difficult.
Yeah, it didn't matter last year. I don't know. Last night when we were all watching football, you missed the chance at seeing history. We'll tell you about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do you have a feeling on that Baltimore-Dallas game? The line keeps fluctuating. Right now, I just went to betus.com and checked. It is Baltimore -1. It's been at 1.5. It's just been fluctuating all over the place. So I'm not sure that even the season bettors know what to do. And I've already had people like Ben Brasino making fun of me because he took the Jets last night because I took the Patriots. Yes, I lost that game. I admit it. It's okay. But you know what? I'll be back at betus.com, and I will get it done this weekend. I feel it. It's going to happen, and you can do the same thing. And right now, they got a great offer for you. 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's unheard of, but they're doing it. A 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. BetUS offers everything that you want in a sports book. They've got competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boost, props betting. They've got it all. You can even play casino games at betus.com. So what in the world are you waiting for? Go sign up today. Get that 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. You can do it by going to betus.com, or if you'd rather give them a call and talk to a live person, you can do that as well. 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS. It's where the game begins.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, online at TriCountyMeat.com. It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Pros, now's your chance to save big during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Right now, save big on appliances like the GE Stainless Steel Kitchen Suite. Plus, save $40 on 5-gallon pails of Valspar Reserve, Valspar Defense, and Valspar Stain. Shop Pro Savings Days today for big savings on everything you need to get the job done right. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 9/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. The brand new Break Room has 17 TVs, brand new pool tables, dartboards, and even a putting green outside to enjoy while watching the games and hanging with friends. And the kitchen is always open during games. More than your average neighborhood bar, check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events. The Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SALE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, good news, Cowboy fans. Mike McCarthy says tight end Jake Ferguson was a full participant today and most likely will go on Sunday. He also said Mozzie Smith looked better today and could very well be in the lineup on Sunday as well. Texans running back Joe Mixon has been downgraded from questionable to doubtful for Sunday's game at Minnesota. Number one, Texas Longhorns, Louisiana Monroe in Austin. Arch Manning getting his first start.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a football Friday.
Out at Gus Stadium tonight. Beautiful sight to look out at Gus Stadium. And it's just great being at a football field.
Panthers, Wildcats tonight. O'Connor against Sotomayor.
So that's just weird.
What do you mean it's
How
just
long
weird?
has Sotomayor been around?
Well, this is their third football season.
Third football season.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sotomayor.
My wife said, "Where is that school?" I said, "Over yonder."
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Isn't it kind of out by Brennan?
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah.
And where's
Somewhere.
Brennan?
Brennan
over
is,
yonder.
over this way, yeah.
Yeah, out that way.
That way, yeah.
It is over there. It's about 10 minutes.
It's west of us,
Yes.
where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out near the Golf Club of Texas.
Brennan, not quite that far.
Near.
Well, it's nearer than we are here.
Yes.
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 Okay. I'll give you that.
A friend of mine lives near Golf Club of Texas, and his kids go to Brennan.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. Well, that whole area is just growing like crazy.
It's insane. Every time
really
I go
is.
out there.
It's nuts, but happy to be out here. I love being out here because you see all those big planes flying in.
Yeah.
I mean, the big, huge ones that I don't know how in the world they get off the ground.
Dude, it's crazy. All those military planes.
Yes.
See, and whichever one it is.
Yes.
Because you see them all.
It's nuts.
It is incredible. I remember, I think it was a C-5 that I flew back from Italy in. And, when I was getting out of the Navy, we were on a med cruise. Got off the ship in Augusta Bay, Sicily, and then took a train to Aviana Air Base, Italy, which is in northern Italy. And we had to wait for a plane to fly us home. Took 11 days to get a plane because you would show up every 3 days. Is the plane here? Yep, but it's too full. You can't go. So, all of us that were waiting to get out, basically take a train to Rome or go wherever and hang out. But when we flew back, there were 2 tanks and a helicopter in there, and we still would play football. I mean, it's just insane. Of course, you're flying back. There's a lot of room. The seats, there's a net seating that are up against the wall, so it was more comfortable to just go sit in a tank and or a helicopter on that long ass flight to Philadelphia.
Well, you survived. You're fine.
I survived.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. It's funny because it's such a long flight. I forgot what I was going to say. I was in Italy one time.
Yeah, but you were in first class. There's a big difference.
No.
Ken's 5 sprung for the first class seats.
Of course they did. Yes, they did. But
were you in coach in the middle seat?
I was in. No, I wasn't in the middle seat. I don't do middle seats.
You don't do first class either. But whatever.
Well, no, I don't know who you're talking to.
Joe Reinagel.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus might have been in baggage claim, but
Southwest doesn't have first class.
No.
Now, are they going to? I wonder now. Are they going to go to first class? They should block off the first 5 rows and make them first class.
I don't know how they're going to do that.
It's going to be interesting.
They haven't told us A-list preferred yet types how that's going to work, but it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, it will be, and I hope you don't get screwed.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more worried about are they going to get in this pissing match or continue this pissing match they have going on right now with the San Antonio airport where Southwest is threatening to just pull out. Completely.
Well, they're not going to pull out. All they want is some more rooms.
Well, sure.
And with the new terminal, right? And San Antonio Airport saying no.
Yeah. Seems kind of weird.
It does. They just want to take over like they did in Dallas and Houston.
Well,
have their own airport.
Basically.
They do.
Yeah. Well, there's enough flights.
Well, who else flies into Hobby and Love? Not many people.
Not many.
Yeah.
Not many. But we don't have that option in San Antonio because we only have one airport.
We do. And I tell you what, they're geniuses who are figuring out how to put another terminal in there. I mean, that thing is landlocked like crazy.
Well, it is. And of course, we can't get certain international flights because the runway's not long enough.
Exactly. Which hurts the convention business.
It does.
So build a new airport and share it with those cheese balls in Austin.
I don't know. I look over at Old Kelly. They got runway space big enough.
Yeah.
I imagine they could work something out.
I'm sure they could.
I mean, look at all these planes that are landing right now, flying over here at Gus.
Those big giant things, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
I don't know how they get off the ground, honestly.
They're airplanes.
Well, I know, but typically they're full of heavy equipment.
Yes.
And they're heavy.
Big engines.
The huge engines.
Big.
Ginormous.
They know how to. They do what they do.
Before we go to Headline Blitz, John Robbins just walked in.
Oh, okay.
John, I got a question for you.
All right, here you go. Yeah.
Does Minix pay you for Frito pie every week? He does? Wow, I'm shocked.
Why?
I'm shocked.
Why?
I have never seen money exchange hands.
No, because you don't pay attention to anything.
Well, apparently not.
And
it doesn't affect me, so why?
No.
Why should I?
No, not only do I give him money and pay for mine, I pay for his too.
Wow. All right, well, I believe John.
It's been that way for over 20 years.
I believe John.
Dude, I bought your lunch the other day.
Okay, but don't act like that's something you do every time. We
alternate.
We alternate,
and you don't let me forget if you bought the last one.
Damn right I don't.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Last night, watching the football game, a thrilling game between the Patriots and the Jets. Well, it was thrilling, and when I heard Al Michaels starting to give me baseball updates, I was like, this game isn't that bad that you need to give me baseball updates. I did not realize that history was actually being made by Shohei Ohtani.
For the cycle, homer for history. On a 1-2, Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way, back it goes. Gone! One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
The 50-50 club.
Well, that's incredible. The guy's a freak. I mean, let's just face it. I mean that in a good way. Guy's a freak. And we're fortunate enough to be able to see what he's doing.
The idea that he started the 50-50 club, and last night I saw somebody tweet earlier, did Joe Davis, who you just heard there on that great call, prepare for that? I don't know that he did. And a lot of times, you might have an idea of what you might say in the moment, but if you write it ahead of time, you're going to screw it up.
Of course.
But I don't know that you expected that many home runs last night from Shohei to have that, like, tonight's the night it's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you're one away, maybe two away. But that seemed like it was, here we go.
The guy is just an absolute freak. And look, he's rehabbing this year, basically.
Yeah,
right?
this is not he's not pitching.
Coming
he's
off
a
the
DH.
Yeah, he's a DH. He's not in the field. He's not pitching. He's just hitting. And the guy is an absolute. He's an absolute freak.
We're watching the greatest baseball player that's ever walked the planet.
It's hard to argue that. I mean, it really is.
When you look at the value of that baseball last night, and you feel awful for the guy that's on video that is reaching, and it's like an inch or two away. He misses. They're saying that ball, that first reports last night, auction houses were saying that ball could be worth up to $300,000 if it hit auction.
Wow.
Today, they're saying it's up to $500,000.
I believe
and it could go for more. That's incredible. And that guy, that close to being rich, to somebody else has that.
Well, it's the way it goes, right?
Game of inches.
Yes.
Game of inches.
Story of my life.
Well, it's coming up short.
Game of inches.
Kind of like Nikki Glaser last night explaining what she thought was a 2-minute warning.
If I didn't love her so much, I'd be terrified. It's Late Hits with Nikki Glaser.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Carissa. I just have to say it's so nice to finally meet the photo I show my plastic surgeon. But seriously, you were pretty intimidating. You look like the final boss at a country club. But truly, I am so thrilled to be here. I want to be honest, I am pretty new to football. I used to think a 2-minute warning was something a guy gave you 1 minute into sex, but every day I'm learning something new. For instance, today I found out that I look like 49ers tight end George Kittle.
Oh, wow. You do see it. Yeah, I see it. I can
That's
see it.
That's exactly how I looked at Burning Man. Now,
well, she does kind of look like George Kittle,
she
by
does.
the way.
Let's put that photo up.
The 2-minute warning joke was good. She had some, and then some just kind of fell flat. But if you like Nikki, she's popular right now. So I guess Amazon decided they wanted to cash in on the fame.
Apparently, going to do that 4 more times.
Yeah.
This NFL season. Now, the game last night is, as expected, Jets just rolled the Patriots. Somebody on this show said, yeah, take the Jets in the points.
I fell for it. Well, I take the Patriots in the points.
No, you took the Patriots. Boy, I was like, I didn't have the stones to make that pick. Although I should have.
You should have.
Hindsight being
right.
2020.
That's all right. I'm getting accosted on our YouTube page.
Well,
That's fine.
There
I
are
get it.
people
And
that
Twitter,
have
by the
listened
way.
to this show long enough to realize if you say this is your stone cold lock, just bet the opposite. You're going to win.
Well, I don't remember saying it was a stone cold lock. I just said that's what I bet, and so I'll tell you the truth.
People are smart to go the opposite.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they are. I should just tell every pick that I'm going to make this weekend because I've already been studying here. And, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Interesting part in the game, maybe the most interesting part, was the little weird exchange between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers after they went up. Like Robert was going in for a hug, and Aaron was like, "Dude, it's too early. I don't know." Aaron Rodgers just said, "I didn't realize Saleh was a hug guy."
There was that awkward exchange with you and Robert. You appeared to push him away.
No, it was not really awkward at all.
When he went to hug you, what happened?
I didn't know. He's not a big hugger usually, so I didn't know he was going for the hug. He likes to do the two-hand chest push as well. So, but he talks a lot about 2-score leads. So I just kind of gave him a push and said 2-score lead. That's what happened.
I don't know. Rodgers looked really pissed off.
He did.
Didn't he? I mean, the look on his face was like, dude, get away from me.
The professional lip readers out there said that he was saying it's too early.
Yeah. Well, it was.
Second quarter. Don't celebrate. The game's not over.
Well, it was 14-3 at that time, I think, or 14-0, and then New England. Anyway, they had a 2-score lead.
But you look at it and you think, okay, you've got your quarterback saying, if the lip readers are accurate, it's too early. Like, settle down, coach. We've got a long way to go. Like normally it's the head coach that's calming everybody else down and has that very even keeled demeanor.
Well, maybe Saleh had a flashback and thought the MILF hunter was still his quarterback, and he was excited about it that the guy gave him a two touchdown lead.
Stop. You're so bad.
Well, I'm just saying.
You just
Saleh had a flashback, and it was like,
yeah. Speaking of bad New York quarterbacks, Kay Adams made it very clear that despite internet rumors, she is not dating Daniel Jones.
Poor Danny Dimes. He just can't win for losing, can he? I mean, at least the guy's a horrible quarterback, but at least you got a woman like Kay Adams. You can kind of say, hey, well, I suck at quarterback. I got paid, and look who I'm dating. And now he can't even do that. All he's got is I got paid.
And if he is dating her, she's not claiming you, which is even worse.
Right?
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, will join us coming up at 3:35. But as the rumors continue about UTSA going to the Pac-12, feels like Memphis holds all the cards. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro, especially if you need caps made. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike Cap America. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. Need your logo on a golf shirt, fishing shirt, any kind of shirt, Sam has it. All the big name brands as well. North Face, Nike, Eddie Bauer, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Don't you agree that it's a wonderful thing to save a dog's life? I certainly do, and I invite you to go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a $15 a month donation right now. Do it now, and Thomas J. Henry will generously match all charitable donations made this month online at puppyfoodbank.org. It's your chance to help save thousands of pets in our community, so please give a little to help save little guys like you. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org right now, and they'll send you a very nice gift.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back home in the Alamo Dome this Saturday against Houston Christian. It's the UTSA Roadrunners Hispanic Heritage Game and Salute to First Responders Game. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Tickets start at just $21. It's our UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Houston Christian Huskies this Saturday in the Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1, and literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Bowling Green Falcons, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate that. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, will join us coming up in just a couple of minutes. But, you think about college football, UTSA with a big game tomorrow, Houston Christian, a get-right game for the UTSA Roadrunners. The Roadrunners have been in the national news this week for two reasons. One, the Arch Manning run. We've seen that highlight every day. That was against UTSA. And is UTSA going to the Pac-12? And there's a lot of articles, and where there's smoke, there is fire. And even Jeff Traylor's response to the question the other day says he confirmed conversations are ongoing. Ross Dellinger at Yahoo has a great article out today that does include UTSA going, but basically saying Memphis holds all the cards here as the Pac-12 tries to reinvent itself as the best of the non-power conferences, and Memphis is a big player in that.
A huge player in it, according to Ross Dillinger's article, the biggest player in this whole thing. And what they decide to do could make everything else irrelevant or relevant, depending on what Memphis decides to do. Look, and I wonder, just by reading that article, where Memphis is still on the fence right now, and for good reason, because as Dillinger states in the article, it's still a gamble. You don't know. I mean, there's projections about money, about TV deals, but nothing is set in stone just yet. And I think that's what Memphis is. It's got a little cold feet. And I wonder, if Memphis doesn't go, what does that mean for a UTSA or a Tulane even, or anybody else for that matter? And would that water down a new Pac-12 if Memphis is not there?
And he uses the line, no formal offer has been made. And it's almost like in a coaching search, no formal offer has been made until somebody accepts the offer. So it feels like that offer is there. But when you look at a Tulane, you look at a UTSA, and I don't know if they're working together or separately, because I don't know if Memphis goes if they don't. And I don't know if UTSA and the likes of Tulane and whoever else go without Memphis, because Memphis, with their basketball program and their football program, they're the target. And so the others will follow Memphis, because if my guess is in their presentations from the Pac-12, and I'm just guessing based on all the different stories that we've read, whatever potential TV contracts they have, they have to have some sort of a TV partner in their back pocket to convince these other schools to go. So while it might not be done, if this happens, this is what we're likely to get, or what we're told we're going to get. So Memphis, you're a key player in this, because the TV revenues are all higher than what they're currently getting in the American. And the Pac-12 has the money in the bank to help or pay completely your buyout clauses. In Memphis, big football market, big basketball market, big NIL fund with all that promised money from FedEx. So if Memphis goes, I think UTSA and all these others will follow, because the Pac-12 could essentially achieve their goal of becoming the best of the non-power fives. Because the other part of that, if you've got that, the winner of that league is going to the playoffs every year. The winner of that league, the rest of them league, and there's still the odd, I'll say it, outside chance that they regain power status.
There is. According to the article, though, it's still a gamble, because all it is right now is just promises.
Sure.
They've got nothing other than the money that they have that they could get out, because it's about $10 million to get out of the American right now if you leave. Plus, what I find interesting, and where the Pac-12 wants to move quickly, I mean, it costs a lot more to get out quick. There is about a year and a half notice that they have to provide if they're leaving the conference. Don't take me as gospel, but it's right in there.
But if the Pac-12 is paying that bill, I don't care if I have to pay an early termination fee or extra on top of that to break my lease, if you will. The idea that they want to move fast, I think, is because of the TV contracts that are available. If you're the Pac-12, you want to get this done soon, because whether it's TNT or the CW or whoever they might be talking to, if you're waiting and it's taken a while to build, they might strike a deal with somebody else, and now they're out of luck. But my guess is the promises that they are making, while it's not in stone, and it is a gamble because it's not there, there's got to be some assurances. If the Pac-12 can deliver these things, that TV contract would be in place. But they can't put it in place. The TV contract won't go in place until they know what schools are in the Pac-12.
So that's where these schools have to say, well, hey, look, if you come, they've promised that they will do this. And look, I think if it was as good of a deal as they're making it sound, Memphis would have jumped already. Why wouldn't they have? If it is as good a deal as the Pac-12 is promising that it is, then I would think, well, it's a no-brainer for Memphis. You're going to make more money. You're going to make this a great conference again. There's the opportunity for this and for that. But Memphis, for some reason, is not moving. And there's got to be a reason for that.
Well, And again, is it because Memphis won't go without the others?
I don't think Memphis gives a damn. Why would they?
Well, because if you don't get the entire package, when you're going on an idea that this TV contract is here, if these standards are met. So it's kind of like they pulled the Pac-12 seemingly in the middle of the night, which is a Pac-12 thing to do, had the 4 top teams in the Mountain West all ready to jump. They didn't all do that on a one by one. That was a group effort, and they got it done. And I imagine it's the same. If I'm Memphis, if I'm Lisa Campos at UTSA, if I'm whoever's the athletic director and president at Tulane, I'm talking to the Pac-12. I'm seeing what else the American might do to try to keep us, because the American's trying to maintain their status of the best of the non. Yes. And I'm also calling the Big 12. I'm calling the Atlantic. I'm calling the others and saying, hey, are you guys going to expand? Do you want us? And if I'm Memphis, I'm doing that.
Well, I think the American is not doing their job right if they're not calling TNT. If they're not calling, now I know they have a deal with ESPN in place, but it doesn't seem like a good TV deal to me. So I'm calling some of these others too. Look, the commissioner of the American has got to be scrambling right now, and if he's not, then he's not doing his job. Because what's going to happen if Memphis leaves and 3 or 4 others leave, then he's going to be the Pac-12. He's going to have to start over, and they're going to be irrelevant. So they got to be working to do something. And I have a feeling it's just not as cut and dry as what's happening. And I'll go back to Memphis. If they're waiting for others to make this happen and get a commitment from 3 or 4 other schools, then obviously they don't have that yet, or I think they would jump. But I just think that the Pac-12's got to do a better job of saying, we've got this in place. If you come, it's going to happen. And right now, it doesn't appear that that's the case.
Again, I imagine there's lots of meetings taking place, and they will all go at the exact same time, and making sure they're all getting equal and what are they really doing. And it's far from over. I don't know. I mean, we've reached out and tried to get Dr. Lisa Campos on. Her schedule is busy.
Well, they may not want to talk about it. It's kind of like Jerry Jones, right? When they're negotiating with CD and Dak, you don't want to talk about it. That could be the case with them. You've reached out to the Pac-12 commissioner as well, and we haven't gotten a call back there either.
No, so we'll keep you posted.
Yep.
We're on top of it.
Yep.
Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies. They got a big one this weekend.
Sure. Bowling Green. Whew.
Big time.
Tough.
We'll talk about it next year on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, talking all about this Cowboys-Ravens matchup. We got you covered there. Texas A&M. We'll look at the top 10 as well. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, if you're going to fire up that grill at the UTSA tailgate tomorrow, maybe you're going to do some home gating. Make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market before you do, because that great meal does start with great meat. Tri-County Meat Market, locally owned, full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. Beef ribs, pork ribs, English crosscuts. You want to do a tri-tip, a brisket, a picanha, maybe a just nice big tomahawk steak. Tailgating, the brisket burgers are incredible. They got the best hot dogs. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect, and you could always take advantage of their Pick 5 special. They always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SALE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. The brand new Break Room has 17 TVs, brand new pool tables, dartboards, and even a putting green outside to enjoy while watching the games and hanging with friends. And the kitchen is always open during games. More than your average neighborhood bar, check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events. The Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Football Friday. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Aggies play tomorrow. Listen to the game here on your home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota. You'll hear the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Aggies back in the top 25, coming off a big road win last week in the rain against Florida. All good up there in Aggie Land. Huh, Andrew?
It certainly is, my friend. Good to talk to you on this Football Friday.
The smooth, velvety voice of Andrew Monaco. Listen to that.
Nothing but whiskey, Joe. Nothing but whiskey.
Well, I suspected as much. As much.
And some cigarettes, you know.
I mean, the poster of SEC is right there. Whiskey and cigarettes.
Yes.
Andrew Monaco.
That's it. If you don't have that, you don't get hired for one of these jobs. It's that simple.
Well, I tell you, Andrew, Florida last week, the Aggies look great. And I don't care. I know Florida's a little bit down, but anytime you're on the road, SEC game, it's tough. And the Aggies pulled through. And that quarterback is making a statement.
Yeah, Marcel Reed, terrific game, 178 yards. He only had to throw twice in that second half. Not a single pass in the fourth quarter because they ran. Second consecutive game of 300 or more yards on the ground. And I think that's what Mike Elko said immediately after the game. He was thrilled at what the offensive line did in an SEC game on the road. He liked that they faced a little adversity, too, in that game. Not the entire game, because they did what you have to do on the road. Run the ball, obviously, score first, get a stop, take a lead, except for that first drive for Florida. The Aggies had the lead. Florida couldn't tie or take the lead except on that first drive when it was 3-0. The adversity came doing that in the rain, on the road, the 99-yard drive that went with a 92-yard drive. But you're at the 1-yard line. You've got, you're in the shadow of the goal line and the stands. And then Marcel gets 1 yard, but it was Le'Veon Moss getting the 22 yards. That gave them a little bit of room, and then that drive just continued. I think to have that, you get a little bit of the identity. You get a little bit of the offensive line being better, and I think that allowed Marcel Reed to have some of that confidence. They gave him time. He made the right reads. He ran when he had to run, scrambled and bought time, but didn't immediately run and ignore. I thought he progressed well. And Mike was very pleased with, if you think about the Cyrus Allen touchdown of 73 yards, how Noah Thomas blocked for him. If you think about an Amari Daniels 22-yard catch, it's the block that Jabri Barber makes for him. If you look at the Bryce Anderson pick six, you watch Shamar Stewart, a D lineman. Bryce is one of the fastest guys on the team. And there's Shamar Stewart going down the field, and it's a convoy. He was pleased that they were blocking for one another, but he was also pleased that there wasn't a stupid penalty. Go blow somebody out that will bring everybody back. I thought it was a really good win. And I'm happy, not just for Mike, I'm happy for the players, because you know what? This is what Coach Elko and this staff's been talking about for 8 months. And in week number 3, they get an SEC road win. Is Florida the best team in the conference? No. But you guys know, anytime on the road in this conference, you got to play some of your best football. And I think it was the best football that they played in a span of 3 weeks. I still think there's more football to play. I think there's better football for them to play, but I think that's where now the baseline is. If you can win by what you did during the week and went into Saturday, now they know what it takes to win on a road game, and they're going to get tested throughout the rest of this season.
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, joining us here on the Blitz back home. Tomorrow night, Kyle Field, get a night game, which is going to be nice because it's hot this weekend. But at the same time, it's all about the quarterback, right? And I know Mike Elko has said all the things that you expect a coach to say right now. But this is Marcel Reed's job tomorrow night and the rest of the season. The offense looked different. They seem to respond to him differently than with Connor.
I had to laugh on Monday. They asked defensive lineman Albert Regis about Marcel Reed, and he said, I'm just really glad that he did it to another team and not to the defense. He's been doing that to us throughout camp and as he's running with the ones on this team. You guys know that. That's what happens on Monday through Friday. So Albert said, I wasn't surprised, but I was very happy for him. Mike Elko was very pointed. He said Marcel did not play well in the second half against McNeese. Now, remember, he played in the end of the second quarter, and he got a chance to run with the ones in that win, and he was with the twos. But he said he wasn't very good. He said, now, here's where the maturation of Marcel Reed came in. He knew he didn't play well. And Sunday morning, the first thing he did was meet with Colin Klein and go over why he didn't play well. You can't teach that. You either have that or you don't. And then Marcel, he does that, guys, not knowing that he's going to start, because you come out of McNeese, everything's fine. We don't know about the AC joint for Connor Wigman until later in the week. That's the maturation of Marcel Reed. And now his second season, I know he's a freshman, but in his second season here at Texas A&M, and he worked on all of that. Can he get better? Oh, you better believe it. Yeah. I was thrilled with the way they played for him. I really like that joy for one another. Connor came out before that game, was throwing. They wanted to make sure. And as long as there's pain in that shoulder, they're not going to rush him out there. So it was Marcel's job. Mike admitted, he said, I don't know if it would have been different if we told Marcel on Wednesday or Thursday he was starting. He goes, it might have been a little bit better for the young man to say, just before that first snap, Marcel, it's going to be you. But I thought he responded beautifully.
Well, Andrew, that brings up a point, and I mean, I would have to say, and Jason made the point, I can't imagine that Connor Wegman would be inserted back into the starting lineup as long as Marcel Reed continues to play the way he did against Florida. Do you see that scenario at any point in time?
Mike has said this week, Joe, that it's going to be a game time decision every Saturday from this point going on. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I followed that up on Wednesday during the Aggie football hour, and I said, Mike, in fairness, your wide receivers, you're going to name your 3 wide receivers game day on Saturday. He said, look, we changed a starting wide receiver this past Saturday. Everyone focuses on the quarterback, right? That was different. It's going to be the same in the defensive backfield. It's going to be the same on the defensive line. Because he has depth at each of the positions, the competition doesn't stop just because you were a starter in week 1, if that makes sense. When Connor's healthy, you go back to who's playing the best football there. You guys know you can't have one quarterback. You hate having to go to another quarterback because of an injury. It's a fact of life for football in 2024. I don't care what league you're playing in. I don't care what level you're playing in. You've got to have that. And the competition, like I brought up with Mike on Wednesday, I said, we haven't talked about Jalen Henderson, who was the number 3 last year, but was elevated because of the injuries. He's the number 3 again this year. I think that's how close the competition is. And Mike always said, look, even if Connor's your starter, there's still packages for what Marcel can do. There's packages for what Jalen can do. I'll say that the same way. Marcel's in. There might be something that Jalen Henderson does really well, and you see that. But Marcel's the guy. He'll be the guy on this Saturday, and then we'll see going forward. I'm thrilled for this young man because you heard so much about him, and he was surprised. I think we talked about this before. He was ticketed to go to Ole Miss, and then Jimbo Fisher brought him to Texas A&M, and he raved about the young man and the quarterback play. So you can see it, but I think it's the work that Marcel has put in. I'll give you a sports cliche, right? You don't wait to play, you prepare to play. That young man, number 10, has been prepared for this moment. And I really like that. I think it's a testament to him. I think it's a testament to any student athlete that he's been ready.
Andrew, as you say that, you've got to have 2 quality quarterbacks. You have to have a game-ready backup quarterback. But another great sports cliche, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1. And when I heard Mike Elko say that,
Jason, that's what Florida was doing. That's Florida. That's different. Billy Napier has to pick Mertz or Lagway. He has to do this. Because here's another cliche. Ready? Lou Holtz. When coaches listen to fans, they end up sitting with them. They wanted Lagway. He's not ready yet. You can't do that to that young man. Week number 3, his second week under center, and you're playing Jay Bateman and an SEC defense? You can't do that to the young man. Can you get him some reps? Absolutely. But what do you have a 6-year quarterback for? Because now Billy Napier, if he stays, and I don't know if he does, what senior grad is going to go play for him if he knows I'm going there? Not that you don't compete for it, but on a whim, you're not going to be that starter. Graham Mertz won that job. He's out on a concussion, and I see you want to get the kid in, but he stubbornly stayed in that rotation when Graham Mertz was the better quarterback right there. That's when you have 2, you have none. This is a case of you have 2, you have 1. It's the injury that took out Connor. This isn't Mike Elko swapping these quarterbacks. Marcel's the one. If Connor's healthy, he may go back to being number 1. There's going to be a 1. There's going to be a 2. There's going to be a 3. That's the hierarchy when it comes to quarterbacking.
I think Mike Elko got lucky that Connor got hurt. That's just me, Andrew, just me. Hey, Bowling Green gave Penn State hell. Are you worried about Bowling Green?
Bowling Green had a week off last week, guys. Week number 3, and it was a bye week and I don't blame them. Look, if if you're going to Happy Valley and then you're going to Kyle Field in consecutive games, it's not a bad time to have a bye. Are you worried? You know where you're worried, Joe? That's an experienced team. And for schools in the MAC, and that's the way it used to be in the Mid-American Conference, you would have these kids, they would stay 3 or 4 years, and a lot of them would go then into the pros. Greg Jennings was a wide receiver at Western Michigan, and he was with the Green Bay Packers for years. There was a number of offensive linemen that were going into the NFL, and that was some time ago. I had done a package of games in the Mid-American Conference, and I was amazed, but you saw so many juniors and seniors. There weren't as many. A lot of guys today in recruiting want to go 3 years and go to the league, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is a very senior-laden or grad-laden team throughout that offensive line. They've got one of the best tight ends in the country in Harold Fannin. You've got Connor Bazelak, whom the Aggies faced in their last road win prior to Florida. He was at Missouri. He's in his 6th year as a quarterback. The defense, there are very few sophomores, even juniors, as starters on that defense. That's what you get when you have a guy like Scott Loeffler and you have a coaching staff. They stick around. So my point being, you're very comfortable on what they do on offense. They're very comfortable on what they do on defense. That's the reason for the worry when you have a team like that. I think experience matters in college football in this day and age. I think the number of snaps that you have and the number of snaps that you have together not so much gives you an advantage, but I think it gives you a comfort in what you're trying to play.
Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies. On paper, you expect a big win for Texas A&M, but we've already seen Northern Illinois pull off a big upset. I don't need to remind any Aggie listening right now about App State not too long ago, as I'm getting hand signals from an Aggie that's sitting in our booth right now named John Robbins. So the focus this week, coming off that big win, the idea of a letdown because what looks like a gimme is on the schedule this week at home.
The fear you do that, and I honestly thought about that at Notre Dame, right? That, oh, wow, you guys went into Kyle Field and you walk back and classes start and everybody's telling you how great you are, right? This is great. It's just Northern Illinois. And you guys know the longer that game goes and the longer Northern Illinois stays in that game. But if you're looking around, just what you said, Bowling Green scares Penn State. Toledo goes into Mississippi State and throttles the Bulldogs. And Mississippi State paid $1.5 million for that win for the Rockets. Mike has coached at Bowling Green. He was there for 5 years. He can say that. Cassius Howe played there. He's a defensive end. He can say all of that. But if you have the proper respect, guys, that knowing that it doesn't – just because you're playing McNeese isn't a faceless opponent. Notre Dame is, McNeese is, Florida is, Bowling Green is. And Mike says, look, it's not about Bowling Green. It's about us. And if we do what we're supposed to do, can teams do that? I think the mature ones can do that. I think the ones that don't get caught up, and I think that's why he was so excited about last week. He likes to use effort and strain. He said it's really not a shot at the first 2 weeks, but we played with more effort and more strain than we did against the Irish and we did against the Cowboys. And sometimes you think you're efforting and you think you're straining, but there's something else. So when that time came against Florida, it was there for them. That's why I said what I said. You knew what it took to prepare for that road win in Florida. You will know on Monday if you prepared the same way. And if you didn't, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to change it and make it better? That's where faceless opponent comes in. Faceless opponent isn't because you're playing a school in a lower conference. Faceless opponent should be any opponent. The same way I say the most respect you give to an opponent is giving your best. You don't say, oh, I'm going to give my best because, oh my gosh, it's Arkansas. Oh, we're playing Alabama. We got to be our best. You want to be a great player. You got to give your best, whoever that opponent is. So you prepare for what you do. Can you run the ball again? I don't know if you can do it for 300 yards. Maybe you can. Can you cover Harold Fannin, one of the tight ends? Can you cover Terrion Johnson, a really good running back? Can you cover Jamal Johnson when he comes out of the backfield or lines up as a wide receiver? Can you keep Bowling Green? Can you win the turnover battle? Can you stay on the field in third down? Can you get off the field in third down? Can you control that type of thing? That's how you avoid a letdown. If you're just going to say, well, we're 22-point favorites, we got this in the bag, get ready to be upset.
A&M against Bowling Green tomorrow. Pregame starts at 5:30. Kickoff there at Kyle Field at 6:30. Right here on 94.1. Brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota, the voice of the Aggies. Tomorrow here on 94.1 right now. Appreciate you, Andrew. Have a good call tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys.
Andrew Monaco on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Andrew Monaco is one of a kind, man.
He
I love
really
that guy.
is.
He really
Absolutely.
is. And I tell you what I love about Andrew, he was this way when he was doing Spurs games too. He gets involved. I mean, he's entrenched in what he's doing. And look, if you're an Aggie broadcaster, that's what you're supposed to do.
If you're talking to Craig Way or whoever, you're going to get that. I still think Marcel Reed's the quarterback moving forward. Has got to be his play, but the way his teammates responded.
Yes, I think they're happy about it.
Absolutely. You'll be happy if you're caller number 9 right now, because you will be going to see Midland out at the Boeing Center at Techport. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you're going to win a pair of tickets to see Midland, the Get Lucky Tour, November 2nd at the Boeing Center at Techport. If you don't win the tickets, buy them. Boeing Center at techport.com. Caller 9, those tickets are yours.
Absolutely. What are you doing this weekend? Have you made your plans to head out to the Golf Club of Texas? Well, if you haven't, you need to get online right now at golfclubtexas.com. Make your tee time, and then stick around and watch some football, whether it's college football tomorrow or pro football on Sunday and Monday. Doesn't matter. The Golf Club of Texas should be your football watching headquarters. It is a perfect place to get out there, gather with family and friends, and watch some football, have some good food and good drink, and just have a good time, because there really is no better place to watch football than the Golf Club of Texas. Make your tee time. Try to do it early, and then stick around and watch the football or watch a game and then get out on the golf course. Either way, it's a win-win situation. Look, the Golf Club of Texas feels like a country club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week, some of the best course conditions in town. And again, they have made it where it is just a great place to sit around and watch football. Look, the food at the Tin Cup, superb. It is fantastic. The bar out there is outstanding. They've got an outside bar as well. So it doesn't matter where you go, where you sit, you're going to see some great football. And by the way, if you head out there on Monday night, they stay open until that Monday night football game is over. They're not going to close before the game is over. They're going to stay open until it's over. So head on out to the Golf Club of Texas, whether it's dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, your next tournament. Go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Text KING to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. And they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X absolutely free. Text KING to 42424.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO-free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO-free any-size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys Friday practice report has just been released, and good news. Jake Ferguson, a full participant today, and he is good to go for Sunday. Mozzie Smith, on the other hand, was limited. He is listed as questionable. When it comes to the Houston Texans, running back Joe Mixon, he's been downgraded from questionable to doubtful for Sunday's game at Minnesota. And the Aggies play Bowling Green. You heard it here, and you can hear it here, 5:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Can you explain what you meant by you heard it here and you'll hear it here?
Well, we heard it here from Andrew Monaco. And what I need to learn to do, and I'm still learning after all these years doing sports, but that short amount of time, I need to learn to eject. So I should have ejected, pulled the ripcord before I went to the Aggie story.
Yeah.
And so I didn't, and bam, I hit the ground.
There you go.
Aggies play here starting at 5:30 tomorrow, right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There you go. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. It's a Football Friday. We got O'Connor and Sotomayor tonight. Going to be a good game tonight. Can't wait for the Frito pie here on this Football Friday. And then you look at the NFL weekend. We'll talk a lot of NFL coming up. But you got to get to sasportstar.com and get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, which, of course, weekly winners get that $25 gift card to the Mellow Mushroom, and the grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets to Awesome Tickets.
That's awesome. And there's some people that are doing really well, and surprisingly did well last week with all the upsets.
Yeah, I did not do well last week.
Well, I'm surprised. I was kind of surprised when I checked my score. I actually got 10 right.
That's incredible.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I did not. We had 13-3 the first week and got 6 right last week.
Yeah, it was a tough week. What kind of week are we going to have this week?
Well, I mean,
remains to be seen.
Off to a good start with the way the Jets hammered your Patriots yesterday.
I had the Jets winning in the Pick'em game, but I took the Patriots plus the 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mistake.
You think?
Yeah. So, it happens. I bought into the Patriots for some reason. Same way I bought in on the Panthers the first week of the season.
Really?
Yes.
There's always that one team.
You know, Andy Dalton might make a difference. Should I give him a shot this week?
The change of quarterback will fire up those Panthers?
Well, Andy Dalton, I don't know.
I mean, they'll be steadier, but they're on the road against a Raiders team that's coming off a big win over Baltimore last week.
Yeah, they are.
Now, you Raiders favored by 5.
How about that's a lot of points?
Would you take Carolina in 5 points?
That game I will stay far away from.
Oh, my goodness. We'll
far
talk
away.
NFL coming up. We do have an update on our golf tournament. If you are wanting to play, it's going to be a race to sasportstar.com to get your team signed up if you want a foursome. The alert as of 3:45. 5 available spots. 5. So 1 foursome and 1 single.
Yes. That's incredible. And not that it's incredible that it's about to sell out. It always sells out.
Always.
But sometimes it takes.
Well, about a week out. This is about normal. Then we'll start the waiting list thing in case somebody cancels or whatever.
I'd get in there. If you've got a foursome you want to play, you better head to sasportstar.com right now, because by the end of the day that thing's gonna be sold out.
Well, I'm hoping before 6 o'clock.
I hope so.
But if you're on the fence, even if you're not sure who all 4 of your players are, you can get us the names later, but get in and get it paid for today. sasportstar.com. If you're a single, there's 1 single available. Go snag that one. I'm sure they're cool people that you're going to be playing with,
of course, and
you're going to be well fed, and you will not be thirsty. Jim Beam and Flight by Yingling will assure that. All our other great sponsors, some of the hole sponsors that we have. I know, there's always so many great, attractive holes. The Roo Pub every year wins best hole.
There's a reason why, right?
Fun activities.
Yes, fun activities and nice scenery.
Yes.
People go to see things there.
Yes. Well, and they have plenty to drink there.
Of course.
Yes, they do.
They always do.
Yes. Just like the Roo Pub. There's plenty to drink there.
And plenty to see.
Yes.
And it's good stuff, too, to drink. Flight by Yingling, Jim Beam Products.
He is Gadget Juice.
There's that, too.
Gadget Juice. Well, you look down, you might see Deuce Vaughn. You never know.
Oh, stop.
Well, it's possible.
Deuce Vaughn will not be at our golf tournament.
Poor guy. I hope he. Well, they play the Giants right before that. No,
they play the Giants on Thursday.
So they'll have the weekend off.
They will.
Maybe Deuce will just trot on down and.
Was it going to be the tee?
We'll get him a junior set he can play with.
You're such an
Candy Lee.
Boy.
What?
Candy Lee.
What?
Candy Lee.
Yeah, I was expecting the donkey sound effect.
So Pledge knows that I'm right.
What?
He would need a junior set. I mean, that guy doesn't play. It's either a junior set or women's set.
Well, what do you mean?
He can't play with a
normal size human. I mean, I don't have a junior set.
Well, you should. Yeah, but you're about 3 inches taller than Deuce.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I sky over that guy.
I'm sure Deuce, he's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy, although we wouldn't know that because you were an ass at training camp and he didn't want to come talk to us.
Well, I can't help it. I speak the truth.
Well,
you got to speak the truth.
Again.
I mean, Jerry Jones agrees with me. He's a gadget guy.
He's in the NFL.
He's a gadget
He's in the NFL.
As a gadget guy.
Well, I mean, they're using him as a regular running back.
Well, that offensive line must be horrible. It can't be Deuce.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys don't need a running back. That's what they keep telling us, although the rest of us think that they do need a running back. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. You think about the football happening this weekend, whether it's the Longhorn game on Saturday, the Roo Pub is the Longhorn watching headquarters, all the NFL on Sunday. Get into the Roo Pub there with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. The Roo Pub is the go-to spot. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. The food, fantastic. They've got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. I love the fried shrimp. They've got great salads, I'm told. Appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. They've got all the beers you want, full bar, that game room in the back bar, best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, just so much fun at the Roo Pub. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back home in the Alamo Dome this Saturday against Houston Christian. It's the UTSA Roadrunners Hispanic Heritage Game and Salute to First Responders Game. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Tickets start at just $21. It's our UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Houston Christian Huskies this Saturday in the Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Howdy, Aggies. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Giga.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Bowling Green Falcons, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The band Midland coming to San Antonio November 2nd out at the Boeing Center at Techport. We got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now. Caller number 12. Those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 12, you're going to go see Midland, the Get Lucky Tour. You don't win the tickets, Boeing Center at techport.com. You can go buy them.
It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a great show.
Going to be a great show.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait. Although, yeah, I can't wait.
Will the brilliant, Ryan Eagle. Brilliant.
Hey, I don't know if Gus will win the Frito Pie Challenge.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. Are you giving it to him, or you haven't even tried it yet?
I haven't tried it yet.
So we don't know, correct?
I'm going off historical.
Well, you can't do that.
Well, why not?
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
So it's.
But look, Alamo Heights has never been in my rankings before, because the last couple weeks ago was the first time I'd been to Alamo Heights in years.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that was a pretty damn good Frito Pie.
It really was.
My point is, though, if they don't win, they do win the most comfortable chairs in the press box award thus far.
Oh, here?
Yes.
What are you trying to come up with your own ranking out of nowhere?
I'm just saying,
you
I'm
finally
enjoying the chair here. It's nice and kind of rocks a little bit, and I'm just comfortable. You sit here and we just have a conversation. It's like we're sitting at the Rue Pub.
No, they do have good chairs here.
Yes, they do. So I'm just saying they're number one on my list of comfortable chairs.
Who's worst on your list? It's Comalander Stadium.
Yes.
I'll help you.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, those chairs have been there since the stadium was built.
Yes.
And it feels like some of them were left over from whatever was there before. Like Jerry Comalander might have been coaching at Churchill with some of the chairs they have in the press box. Heroes has some nice chairs.
Jerry Comalander might have been playing high school football.
Let's not get ridiculous.
I'm just saying. Anyway, Gus Stadium has my vote for the best press box chairs thus far.
Thus far.
Yes.
You didn't like the chairs at Alamo Heights?
I don't remember the chairs at Alamo Heights. That was 3 weeks ago.
Or two.
Or two. Was it two? Yeah, two.
This is week 4.
Week 4.
Yeah. Week 4 of the high school football season.
Gotcha.
I know you somehow feel like we're in week 9. It's 93 degrees outside. It's September.
It is still September.
Yes.
I'm ready for that first cold front.
No, you're not.
No, really.
You really are not.
I mean, not cold.
I know you too well.
But like highs in the 80s.
You get mad when it's 80.
80
You get
degrees
mad
is
when
good.
it's 70.
80 degrees is good.
80 degrees is okay. You're going to be cold at 80 degrees.
80s. Hey, there's a reason I live in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Right?
But don't tell me you're looking forward to the first cool front. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You are lying.
I really am looking forward to the first cool front because I'd like some temperatures in the 80s.
So you can break out your half zips?
Not in the 80s.
I mean,
no, it's still golf season, man.
When is it not golf season for you?
That's a good point. So it's really
it's
about time for a sports star outing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've all gone out to the golf club at Texas.
Because then Pledge will get lucky. Then, I mean, that's what happens.
So you think Pledge only gets lucky when we've got a golf game scheduled?
I'm not sure. I don't monitor Pledge's sex life, but I'm just saying the last time we had a golf outing, obviously Pledge had a very good night the night before.
And a really crappy day on the course, which I would make that trade every day of the week. Every day.
Well, Pledge actually plays well. I mean,
he's got a lot of pent up energy that he's taking out on that little white ball.
I mean, you could be, hungover or playing sober. Doesn't matter. Your game sucks, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
So it doesn't.
True.
Pledge is actually a decent player.
A decent player.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's better than you.
Not really.
He is better than you, and he's
debatable.
proven it on the course every time we have played.
That's debatable.
It's really not debatable.
But we haven't.
There's like a scorecard and everything.
We haven't gone just head to head. Pledge and I.
What were you doing the last couple times?
We were just messing around.
Oh, is that what it was?
Absolutely. Head to head, Pledge. This ought to be like a sports star charity event.
Really?
Yeah, we'll sell tickets.
You want to sell? You
massive crowds out there to watch Pledge and I play golf.
Massive.
Yeah. It'd be like the Valero Texas Open out there.
Really?
Sure.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I just don't even know where to go with that. I don't know what's going on inside of your head right now.
It's Friday,
and I'm
man.
afraid
I'm
if I
feeling
make
good.
fun of crowd sizes, your head would explode like other people when they make fun of their crowd sizes.
No,
nobody's going to come watch. Nobody's going to come watch you and Pledge go head to head, except maybe 3 people.
Well, we had a few stragglers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but this is different.
Oh, how is it different?
Well, because you're not involved. Rob won't be involved. I mean, it's just Pledge and I head to head.
Why all of a sudden are we getting excluded? What did Rob and I do to get excluded from this?
Well, I don't know. Have you noticed you're not very good?
No, we don't claim to be. I mean, but we're
nobody wants to watch that.
Oh, everybody likes to watch bad golf.
They do?
You're watching a PGA Tour and you see some guy with a 12 or a 18. What was it, Kevin Na, out at the Valero Texas Open that one day?
Well, that's those guys.
Well, I'm watching.
That's unusual for them.
Well, I like to see a guy that plays like Minix. Every now and then, it's cool to see.
Yeah. Even a 12 is not as bad as you.
Nah, it's about what I do.
Dude.
It's about what I do on a par 3.
Now you keep thinking that on a par.
I know what my golf game is. I'm going to have 2 or 3 decent holes, and the rest are going to
It's time for a golf outing.
All right.
With or without a crowd. Doesn't matter.
You really don't want a crowd out there.
No,
I don't care. Look, when we're at our golf tournament, you always hey, Joe, you want to take a shot, and everybody's watching, you shank one, and you blame the crowd. Oh, you blame it's not my club. You blame it. You always have an excuse.
It's funny, and we're going to record this time because
I've got them on. I got them on video from the last time. You're like, please don't post that.
No, it was fantastic. The shot I hit for Chip was right down the middle.
And you said post that one. That was the one we posted.
We did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll post them all this time.
Oh, sure.
I got no worries, man. Golf game's in pretty good shape right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So that's why you want to go challenge, Pledge, because you've been working on your golf game. You feel like it's finally in pretty good shape, so you feel like you might have a chance at beating Pledge.
Yes.
And, Pledge hasn't played golf since the last time. He'll roll out of bed.
Well, that's
and
his
beat
problem.
You. Yeah, but he'll still roll out of bed and beat you.
I'm ready.
Are you?
Whenever he's ready, I'm ready.
Are you?
Let's go.
Froggy.
It's Friday, baby. Let's go.
All right.
We'll set that up.
Uh-huh.
And when I win, I'm gonna make Bo LaHue put in white belts in the pro shop.
Wow. I think Bo is pretty comfortable in taking that bet. I'll speak for Bo LaHue here, Bo? Knowing that if he's got to order belts to put in, because as a store they pay for those and then hope to sell them, and the reason they don't have them in there is because nobody wants to buy them.
How do you know if you don't have them in there? You don't know if nobody wants to buy them.
I'm guessing a guy that runs a golf store would put in the golf store in the pro shop what people have asked for that they are willing to buy. Right? So
no, that's not how it works. You open up a store and you take a poll. I mean, just say it. You take hey, will you buy this if I put that in there? You just put stuff in there and see what goes.
I'm sure that there's research that goes into it. I'm sure at some point he had them. They couldn't sell them, but if he is going to front whatever the 5 belts that are going to sit there for 8 years, he's pretty confident that Pledge is going to beat you.
Put him up on that mannequin with a nice, pair of shorts and a nice shirt.
Oh, you think that
fly out?
You think people will see the mannequin and say, "I want that outfit"?
Absolutely.
Only Chip Ingram buys golf clothes that way.
And I think Chip had a white belt on that day.
He did.
Too, yes.
He did.
See,
and a yellow shirt.
Yes.
Yes.
And
looked like a highlighter rolling around the golf course.
He looked fantastic.
Did he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, some people know how to dress and some don't, Minix.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Pledge, call Bo LaHue. See if we can get out there Sunday morning. Are you good for Sunday morning?
This Sunday morning?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. You just said you were ready to go.
I'm ready to go, but I can't this Sunday morning. How about next?
Next Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on next week.
Well, I'm ready.
All right. We'll get it set up.
All right.
We will get it set up. Did you hear Mike McCarthy this morning on with Rob and AJ on the morning huddle, as he is every Friday morning, unless they got a Thursday night game, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. He and Rob went toe-to-toe on the offensive line. It was rather entertaining.
Let's talk about your offensive line. It just doesn't look like your typical offensive line, Coach. Is it a lot of it? Obviously, you got some young guys, and you know how preseason now is kind of truncated and you can't get the work in. Can you blame a lot of that on just the way that preseason is now, that you just don't get the time with your offensive line? And what's next to get the coordination that you're so good at finding your line? What's next to get them there?
Oh, I think it's part of the process, and and I think like anything, I mean, if we're going to highlight the negatives, for opinions, I don't think it's clarity on exactly where we are. I think the offensive line, regardless of the score of the game, we had a couple guys, particular inside players, that played well. So that just goes back to my first answer. You got to evaluate without the emotion, and I get we're on a radio show and I don't agree with the.
But Coach, numbers don't lie. The offensive line is terrible right now. I mean, 32nd, 37th, for Zach Martin on guard play. It's just not the thing that I've ever seen from your line before.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at numbers. You got 2 all-pro offensive guards in Smith and Martin that are ranked 32nd and 37th respectively by Pro Football Focus in line and run blocking. This is not something I've seen from those guys before.
Pro Football Focus.
Well, I'm just looking at numbers that they're throwing at me, Coach, and I'm looking at what I saw last week, and this is so abhorrent to anything I've ever seen from your line before. I'm trying to figure out how we got here.
All right, Rob, I disagree.
Oh, okay. Respectfully. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Respectfully. Well, because, there's more to run blocking than just, what happens with the guy over you. I mean, there's other things that are going on in our run game, and I can tell you right now, I'm not worried about the 2 guards.
Me either, but the numbers show me something went on that went there, and this is just not what I'm accustomed to seeing from you guys.
Disagree with you, Rob. You're doing a hell of a job.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
and I disagree with that, too.
Head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, brought to you by.
You're right. I disagree with that.
Entertaining to say the least. Obviously, Mike McCarthy a little defensive. And look, I can understand, and I wish Mike McCarthy would have said, I don't give a damn what Pro Football Focus said, because Pro Football Focus is very reputable, put together by football guys who have been in front offices and coaches. But Mike McCarthy, I think, is right. How can those guys grade when they don't know what the play was or what the assignment was? Only the coaches internally know that. And if he would have said something like that, like you said, I'm not worried about my guys. It was just odd.
It was, and look, I understand where Rob was going there, and you're trying to get the coach to figure out. Look, everybody's confused by what happened last week. I don't think there's any question about that. Everybody's confused by that. But the offensive line is one thing. That defensive line, if you go to Pro Football Focus, they grade out a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get on something, that would have been the question. Hey, that defensive line sucks. What are you going to do about that? There were a lot of places you could pick on the Dallas Cowboys. Rob chose the offensive line. And look, the Cowboys historically have had good offensive line play. They've got a couple of rookies on there, and you don't know what Zach Martin is trying to do for those guys and help them out, or Tyler Smith either. So, but I get where Rob was going, and it was very entertaining.
And again, I think, to your point, I think one of the reasons why I think Rob probably goes offensive line there is because that's one area you think you're generally in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And that's a bigger surprise than the defensive line sucking, because we knew they couldn't stop the run coming into the season. They didn't do anything to really help that. And now you got to face the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, and they did get to some good football talk, and McCarthy did talk about the challenges Lamar Jackson does present that Cowboys defense.
Yeah, and Lamar's that's a hard guy to emulate for sure, because he's so dynamic when he pulls the ball down, but his ability to extend plays, particularly from the pocket, his time clock is unique, and the thing that makes him even more special is when he pulls it down. He can score from anywhere on the field.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and he is tough to practice for, because nobody on your team is like Lamar Jackson. And it's not just the Cowboys; it's anybody. He's a hard guy to prepare for unless you've seen him play. I mean, his record as a starter, he's only lost to one NFC team in 21 tries. So I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, because the NFC teams don't have to face him all the time, like the Kansas City Chiefs do, like the Cincinnati Bengals do, and so on and so forth. And so he's a tough guy to practice for, and it's OJT, man. It's on the job training when you get out there on the football field on Sunday. So,
well, and you had him, and then you add in a Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
if Derrick Henry gets to the outside, I just, I don't see the Cowboys corners, Trayvon Diggs, trying to take on and make a tackle on Derrick Henry.
Well, what I'm worried about is just him pounding up the middle on that defensive line, which to me has been the worst part of this team through 2 games so far.
Mozzie Smith looks like he will be able to play this week.
Yeah, although he is listed as questionable, but I think he'll be out there.
Yeah, he'll be out there. Let's go around the rest of the NFL. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage because the builder never puts enough in there. Put a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Whether it's at home, whether it's at work, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, talking all about this Cowboys-Ravens matchup.
We got you covered there. Texas A&M. We'll look at the top 10 as well. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hey you, I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at foundationsupportspecialists.com.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza!
Jigsaw! Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome, and you are listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday out at Gus Stadium. O'Connor against Sotomayor tonight. our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors booth. And during the break, we're talking about all the NFL games this weekend. There's some interesting ones, but odd question. I mean, right now, who would be the offensive rookie of the year of the quarterbacks that are starting? And we'll throw Bo Nix in there for fun. You know, John Robbins, who's our stats guy for high school football, is a big Redskins fan, and you know, he's just bitching about what that offense is unable to do. All the field goals. Caleb hasn't thrown a touchdown pass yet.
No.
Jaden Daniels has run for one, but hasn't thrown one yet. Bo Nix is Bo Nix. Can Connor Beebe be in line for offensive rookie of the year?
I don't think so.
Tyler Guy, it's kind of interesting because you look, all of those guys have interesting games this weekend. As you look around the league, obviously we talk a lot of Cowboys, and we will at 5:15 with John Machota from The Athletic. Texans this week, an interesting game.
Yes.
Tough game, obviously, on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. A road favorite are the Houston Texans.
And both of those teams 2-0. I guess I'm surprised and not surprised that the Texans are a road favorite, to be honest with you, because look, Minnesota's been playing well. Justin Jefferson is going to play from what we understand, so that makes a difference. And Joe Mixon is not. Texans down to their third string running back in Cam Akers, it appears at this point in time.
Who will have to be the key, I think, for Houston to actually go up there and get a win. And can that offense continue with a run game with Cam Akers? Obviously, CJ is going to do CJ things, but it does feel like if the run game helps set up that passing game, and then defensively, you got to slow down Sam Darnold and, of course, that Jefferson guy who's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Minnesota's been playing well. Should be a good game. I'm looking forward to that game. I think certainly one of the best on the docket this weekend, along with the Cowboys and the Ravens.
Yeah, it's a weird weekend when you think about some of the matchups. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, A&M is taking on Bowling for Soup, and then you've got Louisiana, Monroe taking on Texas. You get a lot of those games this weekend in college football, and it feels that way in the NFL. The Panthers and the Raiders. Now they've changed quarterbacks. Does that make a difference? Does Andy Dalton and his veteran experience make Carolina that much better of a football team?
Well, it could a little bit better. Good enough to win? I don't know. That's the question. But I just think with Dalton's veteran experience, look, you can say what you want. And I heard a lot of people complaining that the Panthers did Bryce Young wrong by benching him. But look, the guy was just awful. Now, to his credit, they don't have a lot to work with. All right. So, I mean, I will give them that. But the guy's he just has not been playing well. So, I mean, to make that change, they say they're not going to trade the guy. They want to keep him. But I don't think it's a bad thing to sit him down, let Dalton go play. I mean, why frustrate the hell out of yourselves? The Panthers aren't going anywhere. Let Dalton play and just try and learn as much as you can while you're sitting on the pine.
Yeah, and for the Raiders coming off that big win last week over Baltimore, playing back home in Las Vegas, that one will be interesting. Chargers-Steelers, also an interesting game because we don't know the health of their quarterback, Justin Herbert, the Chargers, and if he even plays. Yet, it's not like the Steelers have a quarterback, but they got one hell of a defense. And
Justin Fields hasn't been horrible.
He hasn't, and probably should be QB1 the rest of the way, even when Russ gets healthy. But it's not like he's lighting the world on fire.
No.
This will be a defensive struggle. It looks like it should be a defensive struggle.
Take the under. Last year was like 35 and a half. Yeah, I think that's just going to be a physical, 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of game for both teams. Yeah, going to be interesting there. And if Herbert doesn't play, then obviously you got to look at Pittsburgh. That line will change. Right now, the what is it? The Chargers are plus 1.5.
Yeah.
At Pittsburgh. So that will certainly change if Herbert is ruled out.
Could you imagine if Herbert does play with a high ankle sprain and TJ Watt on the other side and you can't scramble?
Yeah.
That might not be good.
Might not be.
For a Justin Herbert. A line that I thought was interesting, Seattle at home, only a 4.5-point favorite over the quarterbackless Miami Dolphins.
Boy, that is strange, right? I guess Skylar Thompson is going to get the start there. That is kind of that. But Vegas knows something, and
They always do.
They always do. That game is in Seattle or Miami?
In Seattle.
In Seattle. So that means a long plane ride for the Dolphins heading up to the Pacific Northwest. Wow, that just seems like an easy one. And anytime it seems easy, you almost want to go the other way.
Well, it's kind of like last night looking at the Jets 6.5. I thought that was too easy, and Vegas wasn't close to right on that one. We talked Bears and Colts a little bit. I like the Colts in this one.
See, I just don't trust Anthony Richardson.
Well, but they're playing at home. And I think that's going to be the difference maker.
I get it. I don't trust the guy. Obviously, he's talented as hell, but he's just got some accuracy issues, and that's the problem. He makes highlight reel plays, yes, but he's just not consistent right now. And he's one of those guys like a Trey Lance. Obviously, he's better than Trey Lance. I'm not comparing the two, but he just hasn't played a lot. He just really has not played a lot of football.
The Detroit Lions coming off of a loss and their coach having to sell the house because people found out where he lived. On the road against Arizona, they are a 3-point favorite.
I don't know if Arizona's for real. They beat up on a beat-up Rams team last week.
They destroyed a beat-up Rams team.
I think Detroit is still, if not the best team in the NFC, certainly one of them. And I think they rebound this week, and they beat Arizona.
The Giants on the road against the Cleveland Browns.
Who cares, right? I mean, that's kind of like, who cares?
All right, I'll make you care. 6.5, Cleveland. Do they win by a touchdown or more?
Boy, I mean, on the face of it, you would think so. Daniel Jones didn't play horrible against Washington last week. But that team is push comes to shove. If I was going to just be, frisky, I'd take the Giants in the points.
Well, and then I look at not Giants in the points.
I would, because I think it's going to be one of those games. It's not going to be a blowout. I don't think Cleveland can put a lot of points on the board.
I don't know. Deshaun Watson looked like Deshaun Watson last week.
Well,
and the Giants are.
And they only scored 21 points.
And the Giants are the Giants. 49ers and Rams. Interesting. The Circus Sports line is at 7 right now. Now the Rams, they're without a lot of guys, but so are the San Francisco 49ers. The game is in LA, but it's going to feel like a San Francisco home game.
Sure it is. Of course it is. Look, the Rams are beat up. I mean, they just are. They've got a ton of injuries. But San Francisco, no Deebo Samuel, no Christian McCaffrey, no George Kittle perhaps. I don't know if he's been ruled out officially yet. So all you've got is Brandon Ayuk. Although they do have that backup running back that's been pretty solid that's been filling in for McCaffrey. So
and Jennings might end up, because of the injuries at receiver, especially if you're looking for an injury replacement in your fantasy league, might be an option there. That one could be. That one actually could end up being pretty good despite all the injuries, just because the coaches, the scheme, and who is there. And the 49ers coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
A bit of a prove-it situation. Same with the Rams. The Rams just have so many injuries. I'm surprised the line's only.
I don't know
only
who Stafford's
7.
throwing the football to this week.
Neither does he.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Eagles and Saints.
Interesting.
New Orleans at home, a 3-point favorite over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow, no A.J. Brown. He's been ruled out again, so he won't be there for the Philadelphia Eagles. So Philly's got to be a little bit upset.
Sure.
I would think the way they lost that game to Atlanta last week. This might be a pretty good football game.
I think it'd be a great game.
Yeah.
If the Saints continue to play like they did the first 2 weeks, and they're playing at home. Philadelphia, while they've played well this year, they haven't looked like the Philadelphia team we expect to see. And I think we'll find out real quick. The Saints over the first 2 weeks, are they for real?
Yeah.
Or not? This one is probably the best of the non-primetime games.
And this is the Saints home opener, by the way. They played the first 2 games on the road, won them both. So that could make a difference. They're playing in New Orleans.
Chiefs and Falcons. 3.5-point favorite on the road are the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a big game for the Falcons. Free hot dogs as Arthur Blank is putting himself into their team's ring of honor.
I got one thing to say, and I think it's going to make a huge difference for the Atlanta Falcons. That's Bijan Robinson. That kid is going to be a star. He's already showing that. And I think, man, if Atlanta will lean on that young man, they're going to be better off. Kirk Cousins will be better off. He can flat out run the football and make plays for you. And I think that's going to make a difference in this game. And not only this game, but moving forward all season long. So Bijan all the way.
Broncos and Bucks.
Wow.
Tampa Bay only a 6.5-point favorite.
That's in Denver, though, isn't it? Or is it Tampa?
I believe Tampa.
In Tampa. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Who knows? I mean, really, is Tampa for real?
I think they are. I think Tampa Bay is playing really good football. Baker Mayfield has finally found a home. Mike Evans is just a flat-out stud.
Although he was sacked like 6 or 7 times last week. They got the win, but that offensive line is suspect for Tampa Bay.
Jacksonville against Buffalo in Buffalo.
Ooh, that's tough.
Jacksonville's got to get off the schneid, but can they do it this week on the road against Buffalo?
Boy, I don't know. My initial thought would be no. Buffalo's playing good football.
Packers, Titans. This is your team.
Jordan Love's not going to play. Will Levis, does he have his head out of his behind?
Will Levis against Malik Willis.
2 Titan quarterbacks going head-to-head. Look, Tennessee's got a great defense, and they could very well be 2-0 if not for a couple of bonehead plays from Will Levis. So I don't think they're a bad football team. It's just been him that has cost them the first 2 football games. So with no Jordan Love going in there, I would tend to lean to the Titans.
Titans are a 2-point favorite. And you look at the running backs in this game, but also just the way Malik Willis looked last week and the game that LaFleur and those guys called.
Yep. Coaching makes a difference in that respect.
It was impressive. And I do think Green Bay is talented enough defensively to get Will Levis to make a dumb mistake, which is proving to not be overly difficult to do. But in Nashville, and Malik Willis said all the right things this week. Man, he said all the right things this week. He can't help but be emotional. And the first couple of drives will probably tell you a lot about where his head is at. And if Tennessee can jump out to a lead, I don't think he can come back. And so I think it's important for Tennessee to try to get out to an early lead and then just hang on.
Unless Will Levis helps them out. Because Tennessee's jumped out to an early lead in both of their games so far.
Oh, absolutely.
And Will Levis has provided the spark for the opposition in both of those games, which is dumb plays. I'm afraid if Levis makes another bonehead play this week, Callahan's head is going to explode. And I think that might be the end of Will Levis. I mean, I think he was ready to just send him on his way after last week's bonehead play. He does it again this week, man. There's no telling what might happen.
I like how Callahan always gets emotional.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? His outburst that he certainly has to control. I mean, it's there, and you're right. Who's the backup quarterback in Tennessee?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, good Lord. Is Ryan Tannehill hasn't signed anywhere yet?
I have no idea.
I'm surprised he didn't get picked up by Miami. But, boy, Will Levis.
Yeah, he's just been just
come on, drop clown show. Clown show.
He's a clown show.
There you go.
And he is the lead clown. Okay, because he just look, and I know he's trying to make plays, but the plays that the pick six, the first game, there's just no explanation.
It's your quarterback.
There's just no explanation for what he's done. I mean, it's just been clownish. I mean, it is. It's just horrible. Just take a sack. You're in field goal range. Go down.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Get the 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's okay to take a sack.
Commanders against the Bengals. Bengals a 7.5-point favorite.
I have a feeling the Bengals are going to win this game by 30.
30?
They're at home. It's their home opener.
Uh-huh.
And no, it's not either. They lost their first game at home. My bad.
Well, it's their first chance at a home win.
Yes. And I just think they're a desperate team. They're better than 0-2. They should have won in Kansas City last week.
Should have.
Had every opportunity there.
So you're going to blame the officials?
I think no.
All right.
I think they killed Washington. I really do.
Just dead.
I think it's
just dead.
Yeah. They're
ugly.
I think it's going to be ugly for Washington, yes.
Yeah, that makes it a great day for me.
Yeah.
Well, anytime Washington or Philadelphia loses, it's a great day. 7.5, and I'm with you. And I like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
it's not there yet, but it's not just Jaden Daniels. The rest of that team, the penalties and the mistakes that team makes, the mental errors that team seems to make. It's more than just having a young quarterback up there.
Well, and their secondary sucks.
Oh, yeah?
It does. Joe Burrow may have 500 yards.
500 yards?
Well, I'm exaggerating.
You think?
350.
I'll take it.
Joey Burrow may just, he's got to be licking his chops. That Washington secondary is bad.
It's going to be a fun NFL weekend, of course, as it always is. We'll get into the Cowboys-Ravens game at 5:15 when John Machota from The Athletic joins us. But right now, we'll get the latest on the UTSA rumors about them joining the Pac-12. That coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, what are your plans for tonight? Why don't you head out to the Big Blind? Because, well, you should. It is a great place to go, and they still got their high-hand blitz going on out at the Big Blind. Look, it is the premier poker room in San Antonio. There is none better. But what you expect that, because it is from the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant. It is locally owned and operated, and that's huge, right? The food is great. The drinks are great. They have a great bar there at the Big Blind. It is fantastic. And let me tell you something, ladies, I'm talking to you right now. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, it is just for the ladies. High stakes for a higher cause at the Big Blind tomorrow. So gather the girls and go out and have some fun. There's going to be food out there, mimosas for free, I'm told. So you got free mimosas going on out there. And I tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, ladies, the day is for you. 1 o'clock out at the Big Blind. It is all for a great cause. So get out there, have some fun with the girls, and play some poker and have a few mimosas. Have some fun. Get out to the Big Blind. It is great. Tonight, you've got the high hand blitz going on. Every 30 minutes, high hand, you got an opportunity to win lots of money. And ladies, tomorrow afternoon is all about you. 1 o'clock at the Big Blind. It is all for the ladies. You know where it is. It's right out there by the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
George gets justice.
At George Selling Us Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple.
George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Tight end Jake Ferguson will play Sunday for the Dallas Cowboys. He has been taken off the injury report. Mozzie Smith listed as questionable, but Mike McCarthy believes he will be there. Texans running back Joe Mixon downgraded to doubtful for Sunday's game at Minnesota. Texas takes on Louisiana Monroe. Kickoff in Austin at 7. And the Aggies, well, they take on Bowling Green. You can hear that game right here on 94.1 at 5:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. About an hour and a half away from a Frito pie here at Gustafson Stadium. Cannot wait.
Hour and a half, huh? Can you wait that long?
Oh, yeah, I got to.
You have to.
Yeah, I have to.
7:30 kick here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But you got a pregame at 7?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
All right.
Ready to rock and roll.
So Frito pie about 6:30. All right.
That's about how it works.
Perfect.
Right. Well, I'll have the Frito pie when it shows up.
Whenever it shows up.
Whenever it shows up. I'm anticipating around. Well, a lot of times concession stands will open an hour before kickoff.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe they do an hour and a half. I don't know. I have no idea how that works.
Uh-huh. Well, John Robbins probably does.
Well, he does.
He does.
But I don't need to know how the sausage is made.
You just need the Frito pie in front of you.
Frito pie will show up here, and
I
we'll
hope
be good
you're
to
not
go.
disappointed, my friend.
Well, I hope I'm never disappointed in things, but life does disappoint you at times. But the historical data shows that one of the better Frito pies is at this stadium.
Okay. What kind of chili do they use? Do you know? I mean,
I don't ask questions.
You just
I
it's
don't
either
ask
good or it's not.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know. Now, if John notices a label on a can, but normally it's coming out of a crock pot. When my experience is when I've actually had to by myself go to the concession stand. It's crock pot.
Crock pot.
Yes.
So you don't know what
I have no idea.
went in there. Gotcha.
Could be a big old can from Costco for all I know.
Could be.
Maybe they order it from one of the food places.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which is probably where it comes from.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, you know, stray cat.
Could be a stray cat.
Could very well be.
Talk about strays out of left field. Where the hell is that coming from?
Well, you never know. And if you don't know, it's not going to hurt you, is it?
No, I'm fine.
It's like, I don't want to know what's happening behind the kitchen door.
Don't
give a damn.
Do not want to know.
If the food is good, hey, I don't care.
Might be the worst segments on television.
Probably.
Behind the kitchen door.
Well,
especially if they
do those?
Especially if it's been a while since I've seen local news, but I would imagine it would what's the word I'm looking for? Especially if they're doing one of those segments and it's a place you go to a lot.
Yes, and I don't want to know, but typically it's not. Right? I mean, I've never, and I've seen a few of them, I guess. I don't know. We never did it at Ken's that I can recall, but the ones that I've seen on other channels, it was like, I don't even know where that is.
I don't know how John Robbins does things, but he does run internet companies, or not in it. He runs the internet, the web for a major company.
Right.
He just pulled up my Twitter from last year, week 9 Frito pie at Gus.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at it. The chili looks good. It doesn't look like Rico's cheese. It looks like Cano cheese.
Cano
yeah,
cheese.
you know, like
Velveeta, maybe?
Well, no, like if you're getting like a can of cheese that you get and you put it on crackers.
Like
that's
Cheese Whiz?
kind of how that looks. But it was good, though, remember? It was good, right?
Well, I mean, you never know, right? It was like the best cheesesteak sandwiches with Cheese Whiz.
With whiz or without? Although it's different how you get them.
With whiz.
Yes.
First time I had one in Philly, they told me, you got to have the whiz.
Yeah, but you probably went to Gino's or Pat's.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's where every tourist goes.
Well, who cares?
It's like Mexican food on the Riverwalk.
Well, I get that, but I mean, it doesn't make it bad.
Well, it doesn't make it the best. I mean, you're right. They're still good. But they're so much better.
Yeah, we went to a couple of places in Philly. They were all right.
You probably went to Jim Steaks.
We didn't go to Jim Steaks because it burned down, remember?
Oh, yeah. We went to Ishkabibbles. Well, I thought you were talking about the first time you went, like with Marcus when you were with the Spurs
that
or
was
something.
probably a Geno's.
Yeah, that was Geno's or Pat's.
Aren't they right next to each other?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. It was one of those places.
Yeah, Jim Steaks is back open, though, in Philadelphia.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
All right. Going back to Philly anytime soon?
When's the next Army-Navy game in Philly?
I have no idea.
I got a save the date in the mail yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
For Navy buddy of mine, Brian Carson. His son's getting married next October.
Oh, wow.
During football season.
Uh-huh.
What the hell is wrong with them?
I don't know.
But they're getting married in a Philadelphia suburb.
Awesome.
So, but I mean.
Well, you're not going, obviously, are you?
It was a football season wedding.
So you're not going?
That's a foul.
Are you going or not?
Hell no. Well, I mean.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure.
If the Cowboys have a bye that week and whatever, I mean, maybe. I mean, at least it's Philadelphia. I can get a direct flight if they're getting married at night. If they get, just fly out Saturday morning. If not, no. But I don't understand people that have football season weddings.
Well, I've got that next year too.
Yeah.
Yeah. In November.
Yeah.
But I don't have to go all the way to Philly. Mine's in Houston.
In Houston. Great.
So I don't know. I don't get it, but it happens.
Every time I see a football season wedding, and granted, I'm going to end up dealing with this too, because I know when my kid, Halloween will be somewhere around there. I just already know that, and I'm going to have to pay for that. So I talk all this crap. And but when I see like Dylan, football season wedding, she's in control, and Dylan just knows she's going to be in control the rest of your life. You couldn't even say, let's just get married in the spring. And they're getting married in a year.
Well, so is Courtney.
I don't understand these year-long engagements. You realize all you talk about and fight about for a year is the damn wedding.
Well, look, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these venues, you have to go a year out. They're booked solid. I need to buy some land.
Yeah, you do.
And put up a wedding venue.
It's got to be nice, Joe.
They print money.
Yes, they do.
It's crazy.
They do.
Unbelievable.
All about the Instagram.
So that's what it is. I mean, that's a big part of it. The reason.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Might be true. I was reading a press release that we just got a little while ago from the Alamo Dome.
Okay.
You know, about parking downtown with all the other events.
Right.
And the Alamo Dome puts this out. They're expecting a crowd of 13,000 tomorrow for the UTSA game.
13,000.
That's it.
Wow.
That seems really low.
It does.
And quite frankly, alarming. I realize it's Houston Christian, but 13,000? It's not like the Aggies have a big game or the Longhorns have a big game that's at the same time.
No.
13,000?
Both the Aggies and the Horns play at night anyway.
Yeah.
And the UTSA game's at 2:30.
I realize it's Houston Christian, but that number just seems really low.
It really does.
You got an air-conditioned Alamo Dome. The tailgating's always fun, but you also have a team right now that needs to come home and feel the love after the last couple of weeks.
Support, yeah.
But also, they're getting looked at by the Pac-12. And, man, is that where you're hoping that the Pac-12 people are like, hey, guys, focus on Memphis this week. Don't look over here?
Yeah, well, again, that Pac-12 thing is, it's in flux. So who knows? But to your point, yeah, you need to have more people in there. But look, again, it's Houston Christian. However, it's a fun event to go to. It always is, no matter who they're playing. So it's a lot of fun. And San Antonio's a walk-up town, too.
Well, hopefully we'll see a lot of walk-ups tomorrow. Get your tickets, GoUTSA.com, and we got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now. Caller number 11, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, you're going to win a pair of tickets to see UTSA against Houston Christian in the Alamo Dome. Call now. Win your tickets.
Is that in honor of Micah Parsons? Like maybe he'll show tomorrow or Sunday?
Sure.
Because he didn't show last week.
He didn't.
Not at all.
He didn't.
Who spies Lamar Jackson? Is it Micah or is it somebody else?
Overshown.
Perhaps.
He's got the speed. Let's talk about it coming up. John Machota from The Athletic joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, let's talk about Stevens Roofing because I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now, and I'm proud to do so. Family-owned company, local company, and you know your roof covers your home, covers your family, covers everything that you have, so you need a reliable roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, doesn't make any difference. Stevens can do it. Metal or composition, doesn't matter. Stevens can do it. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free when you call them at 210-785-0994. And look, if you're like me, you're looking to save a little money. Everybody is these days. So if you've been thinking about going solar, well, guess what? Stevens Roofing has you covered there as well. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills, and solar will often increase the value of your home. There are even options to keep the lights on and the power on if the grid goes down. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th truth. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back home in the Alamo Dome this Saturday against Houston Christian. It's the UTSA Roadrunners Hispanic Heritage Game and Salute to First Responders Game. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Tickets start at just $21. It's our UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Houston Christian Huskies this Saturday in the Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do,
let's play something, Grandma,
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road are ready to serve you breakfast or lunch fresh. Made to order Mexican dishes or cold drinks on tap. Order today or visit El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Pick with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Bowling Green Falcons, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. Let's talk some Cowboys with the great John Machota from The Athletic joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. So, John, is Jerry blaming you for creating this media storm that they've got running back issues?
So I just
it clicked over right when you said running back issues. I don't know what the question is.
Is Jerry blaming you for creating this false media narrative that they need running backs?
I don't know if it's me specifically, but I think it's people in our profession. It is interesting though that, I mean, I don't think running back and the running back issues these first 2 weeks are the reason that the team, lost to the Saints or their biggest issue. But it is one of those that you just kind of look at it. You're like, I can see this being an issue. I don't know that the answers are on this roster right now. And instead of just hammering home how bad the defense was, maybe Jerry's trying to get this to be something that maybe it's a bigger talking point. I don't know. I don't know how you can look at it though and go, no, we're fine here. Everything's good. We got the guys we need in house and this will be fine. So, but hey, if you want to blame it on the media and the local guys that cover the team, that's fine. I'll wear it.
Well, but John, I mean, and you're right about the running back. I don't know if we've got enough of a sample size, although they haven't been great. What I'm most concerned about on this Cowboys football team is that defensive line. And they got a couple of guys that like to run the football coming in this week, and that's going to be certainly a test for those guys with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
It really is, and I do think that they'll be better against the run just because of the fact of the game they're coming off of. It's just human nature that when you play that poorly in one area, typically you're going to be a little bit better in that area the following game because it's going to be focused on that week during practice. Now, I don't think that they're going to be great against the run. I don't think that they'll get as gashed quite as bad as they were by Alvin Kamara, but it is going to be interesting to see Derrick Henry, particularly if he can get to the outside, because I think that, John Harbaugh and that crew over there in Baltimore would love to get him on the perimeter like they were getting Kamara, where you're forcing your corners to have to make big time tackles and do that against
You mean
Derrick
Diggs
Henry.
make a tackle?
Oh, Diggs on Henry one-on-one is exactly what the Ravens want. So that won't be great. That won't be great. I'm interested to see like what they do in the middle, particularly at defensive tackle, because when you just watch that game over, just going back on the all 22, just going through each first half snap that the Saints were on offense, it was just like there were just too many times where the defensive tackles were just getting blown off the ball and making it so the linebackers couldn't even really make plays anyway. And there was plenty of blame to go around, but that was just one thing that to me really stood out from that game was the defensive tackle play. And I don't know that they have the guys that will make it significantly better throughout the season, but I do think that you'll see, better production than we saw against the Saints.
John Machota from The Athletic joining us here on the Blitz. Interesting comments from Micah on his podcast Monday, questioning the effort of all 11 on defense. He included himself. And doubled down later in the week during his media session when he talked about you have to have guys that want it the same. Now, Stephen Jones on the Blitz yesterday said he disagreed with Micah's assessment on effort, although I was at the game. It looked awful, and then some of the film looks awful. Is it weird or because I think that's about the worst thing you can say about a player is you didn't try. Your effort is in question. Is that Micah being completely honest or Micah trying to be the leader and just used a poor choice of words?
Oh, no, I think he really feels that way. And I think there are certain plays where you could question that as well, where you're just like, I don't understand how you're getting destroyed like this. I mean, hey, maybe that Saints team's a lot better than we thought. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, maybe they go to the NFC Championship game. That's great. Good for them. But you should never look that bad against anyone. Week 2? So I think Micah's right. I think Micah sometimes is probably a little more candid than the team would want him to be. And then from whether you talk about when you bring up Micah saying that after the game and then again on the podcast, whether you bring that up to, you mentioned Stephen Jones, or if it's asked of Mike McCarthy in one of his press conferences this week, or other players on the team, or of Jerry, or of Mike Zimmer, of course they're going to say no, because in a way, I compare the questioning of effort to kind of like with quarterbacks when that whole thing was going on a few years back where the whole, I believe it might have been Sam Darnold, but it was that whole thing about seeing ghosts. That became an instant thing where you're just like, don't ever say that the quarterback looks like that they can't read the field and they're seeing ghosts, because that is just the absolute end of it. And you'll never come back from that. And I believe questioning effort is certainly on that same level where nobody ever wants to do that because they're like, hey, we're all professionals. We're all going out there trying to do the best that we can and stuff. But again, if they just lost a close game, that'd be one thing. I don't think anybody would be saying that. They'd say, hey, they executed better, they had a better scheme, whatever. When you get 6 possessions and they score 6 touchdowns on you, I almost, if I'm one of those guys, I almost want to sit there and say, yeah, no, it is effort, because then at least you can point to like, no, we'll play harder next time, as opposed to, no, we're just lost. We have no idea. We're trying out there, but I mean, we don't even know what's going on.
Well, John, on that same theme of effort, the one guy that I saw, and you could point to anybody, was Jordan Phillips. And then all of a sudden he comes up with a wrist injury and he's on the IR. Now, Steven told us yesterday that, that didn't happen because we wouldn't put up with that. Is that the reason that guy's on the IR?
Yeah, I don't know for certain. I just know that when he was in the locker room, he had told some reporters the other day that, his wrist wasn't an issue. He had the wrist surgery in the off season. He said it wasn't an issue. And so it is one of those things where it makes you question it, because it is something, across the league with the way that the IR rules are and such, where, it's always made me wonder if certain guys that when they're not playing, that they put a guy on IR because, well, hey, then he'll still be on our roster, but we're not just going to cut this guy because we think that he can help us down the line. And so maybe it's a way where they're like, hey, he needs to get better. He did join them, later in camp, that maybe they're not on the same page of what they want him to do and what he thought he was coming there to do. I don't know if it's a buying the time thing, but it was interesting that the player's sitting there saying that it's not a risk, but then obviously the organization says that it is. So to be put on injured reserve, I would think that there would have to be some type of an injury. But it is something that is kind of strange. You don't see it very often where the player says, no, I'm good, and the team's like, no, you sure? You sure your wrist doesn't hurt? Are you sure? I think your wrist hurts. Doesn't your wrist hurt? It is kind of bizarre.
Well, if a team can get fined for not disclosing an actual injury, can they get fined for using IR when a guy isn't really hurt?
Oh, I would think so. There's got to be some type of a rule against that. Now, I don't know of one that it's ever been levied against a team in that situation, but I would think that there has to be something there that the league would want to deter teams from doing that. That I don't think that would be a good look for the league if teams were doing that. But who knows? I mean, maybe this does go on at other places, and maybe just the players are on board with it because either they want to get stronger or they're a young player that instead of being cut and being on the streets, they'll be like, well, no, I'll rehab this knee injury, whatever, but at least I'll be on the team for a full season. And then I get a full off season, on my own, and I can, maybe step up the following year. So I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes, because maybe this is something that becomes a deal, some type of a bigger deal in the NFL. And we'll look back on this and look at this as being one that kind of started it all.
It really interesting because, I mean, you've probably seen the video and you saw the game. I mean, there were some plays that Phillips just seemed to take off and was more interested in fighting against the Saints offensive lineman than he was in playing football or chasing Derek Carr.
Yeah, I know that the coaches were not pleased with the defensive tackle play. And when you have Mike Zimmer the Monday after the game saying that he likes what Mazi Smith is doing, because he's always, Mazi being the first round pick, I feel like is always the first person that people go after, and Mike stood up for him and kind of got his back. So you can kind of rule that one out. That wasn't high on their list. I don't think Osa Digizua was very high. So it kind of leaves you with the two newer guys, the two veteran guys, and Linval Joseph and Jordan Phillips. And so with Linval Joseph being his age, I think he's 35, and I don't know that he was doing a ton during the off season. To basically come in, and I thought there could be some rust there from him early on, kind of like when they brought back some other veteran players, in the past, like a Jason Peters. So I guess that I think it's pretty clear that they were not pleased with what Phillips was doing while he was out there. And obviously there's some disconnect there because it sounds like, he doesn't believe that he should be going on IR. And so the natural thing for me is to go, well, if there really is this disconnect there, why wouldn't they just let him go? Because honestly, when he said that in the locker room, and then hearing Jerry say this today, I'm kind of like, I'm surprised that he's still on the roster unless they really do think that no, let's just give him a couple of weeks and then he'll come back and we'll be fine. But I don't know. It's tough to judge it one way or the other because it is like their least talented position on the entire roster. I mean, as bad as running back is, you might even make the argument that running back's better than defensive tackle.
Which, of course,
Yes.
Jerry keeps saying he's not worried about running backs. He's got bigger problems, and that's one of them. John Machota from The Athletic joining us here on The Blitz. As for the game this Sunday, looking at the Cowboys' offense hasn't clicked yet. I mean, it looked good at times in the first half against Cleveland. It was not against New Orleans, although they moved the ball well but settled for field goals. You get a Jake Ferguson back. I think that certainly will help. But also Baltimore's defense, especially their secondary. Is this the get-right game for Dak Prescott where he throws for 250, 300 yards, gets a big play or two with CeeDee Lamb down the field despite two high safeties?
I would certainly think so. Because I don't think Dak's been the reason. I don't think he was the reason that they lost last Sunday. And I don't think that he played so great against the Browns that's the reason they won that game either. And so where he's at in his career, I would expect, he hasn't really had a really great game yet. I would expect him to have one of his better games on Sunday. And certainly for him to do that, it would involve CeeDee Lamb big time. And obviously it helps that, they're going to get Jake Ferguson back. But the whole only going to Brandon Cooks twice last week kind of left me scratching my head. But this would be the one game where you're kind of I could see the Ravens stopping the run. And it's one of those deals where I don't think this Cowboys defense is shutting down the Ravens. So that means both teams are going to kind of score some points. And so I think ultimately what it comes down to is that I think the Cowboys will be better in the red zone. And if they're better in the red zone, then they're going to score points because they have enough on offense to be better than they have been in terms of putting, touchdowns on the board. That was not a problem for them last year. They were one of the NFL's better teams. And then now all of a sudden through two games, they're one of the worst teams in that area. I do think that they'll be better in the red zone. And if that is the case, then it's going to be because Dak and CD are probably having their best game so far this season.
John, a lot has been made about, who needs this game more, right? And I know it's just the third game of the season, and Jerry even said it today. It's obviously not a must-win game for either team, but the Ravens are 0-2. And when you look at that, I have to believe that they're going to be the more desperate team, if that's the right word. And I know the Cowboys want to rebound from that awful performance last week. I know that in The Athletic, you picked Baltimore to win. I'm picking Baltimore to win. What makes you think what's the difference for Baltimore that you think will get them the W?
I do think that they're going to feel like their backs are against the wall more. I think they have more to lose here. I think the Cowboys can lose this game and then they have New York on Thursday and they can be back at 2-2. And even though that's not nearly as great as 3-1, you're right back in the mix. And whereas the Ravens, I believe it goes, they got Buffalo and Cincinnati are their next two games. They go 0-3. That thing could spiral into 0-5. And all of a sudden you're like, didn't this team just host the AFC Championship game in January? What really changed here? And so it's a little bit of that. And then I just think that they've underperformed in their first two games more so than I think a lot of people were expecting. And obviously the first game was against, the defending Super Bowl champs and the team that most people are going to pick to win Super Bowl this year. And it was in their place in Kansas City. So I just think that John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, I just find it hard to believe that they're going to have a third game where they play poorly. And so I don't think that it's going to look like the Saints game where they just blow out the Cowboys. If they do, that's going to be really bad. There's going to be some real concerns across the board in Dallas if that happens. But I just think that they're going to be a little bit hungrier because they know that falling to 0-3, how that could snowball into something so much worse. Now, you'd think the Cowboys would feel that way too. But I also thought that there was no way they would play the way that they did at home in week 2. And then going off of the last 2 times I've seen them play in AT&T Stadium, they haven't really given me a reason to give them benefit of doubt in games against other quality opponents. So with that being said, hey, I picked the Browns in week 1. I was wrong there. I picked the Cowboys in week 2, and I was wrong there. So, hey, let's keep this streak going, I guess. And but yeah, I think the Ravens win.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Before we let you go, John, we got to talk about what's going on with Dan Campbell and your people up there in the Detroit area. Leave the man alone. He doesn't want to move out of his beautiful house. It's a bizarre story, and I realize in 2024 it's real. But as open as Jerry and Steven are, have you ever heard stories like that with Cowboy coaches or ownership group about people coming to their house, like they found out where we live? If that happened to Detroit after a loss, I can only imagine what Jerry must deal with at his house.
So being from Detroit, though, I will say it is different, and I've made this case to a lot of people down here, and I've been yet to have someone prove me wrong on this. But I mean, Detroit is a very like Matt Millen sucks. Well, we're gonna let you know. There's gonna be loads of us that are gonna wear paper bags in our heads. We're gonna have like scheduled walkouts, and we're gonna be chanting "Fire Millen" at every sporting event in the city. It doesn't matter if it involves the Lions, the Tigers, Red Wings, whatever. And I've never even seen like a Cowboys fan even kind of hostile with Jerry. You very rarely ever see anybody with a bag on their head at a game. Going to training camp, it's always just chanting Jerry. Like, I just haven't seen many times where, fans have really, voiced the displeasure for Jerry at games or anything like that. And so I don't really know that I don't know that the thing is with the Cowboys that I always wonder, like, is the most passionate fans, are they the people that live in Dallas, or is it the people that, live in Washington, D.C. and live in, they have all these fans.
They live in San Antonio.
or that. But no, not to my knowledge. I think Jerry's house is probably pretty well, secured. I'm sure he has, whatever staff around him. I don't know of anything like that that's ever happened. I don't know to the level that it had with Dan Campbell. I just heard it was like prank phone calls and things like that. I hope it wasn't anything worse than that. But, obviously that type of a behavior is inexcusable, and that's taking it too far to involve any of that stuff. So, but no, it's just I don't know. It's just a different fan base up there.
Fair.
And let's be honest, their suffering has been far, far greater than what a Cowboys fan has suffered. As bad as, that fans will get mad at Jerry and stuff like that. The Lions have been a laughing stock of the NFL for decades. And so there's certainly a passionate fan base. It did surprise me a little bit, though, that, that he had that type of reaction from fans, because he seems to me right now in Detroit, it's got to be him and Jared Goff as two of the most beloved sports figures that are participating in athletics right now. I'm not going to count them with like Barry Sanders and get crazy or Steve Eiserman like that. But of the ones that are competing right now, I would think that he's at the top of most likes. So it could just be a few bad apples type thing that take it something too far. He's very, very well liked in Detroit. So that whole story surprised me.
All of it did. I've heard a number of people having to change their phone number. I've never heard of somebody having to move because it was that bad. And apparently he really loved his place. He didn't want to move. He was mad about it. John Machota from The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic. Follow John on Twitter at John Machota. John, enjoy your football weekend, man. Appreciate you.
All right. I will. You guys do the same.
Good stuff. John Machota on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. As we continue here on the Blitz, we'll give you a golf tournament update. If you're not signed up, you're screwed. We are sold out. There's your update.
There it is.
Prime picks coming up. You're on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, we're going to give our prime picks coming up here in a moment, but you can give your prime picks to betus.com. You want to get signed up, do it today, because there's a big weekend of football, both college and the NFL, and BetUS is the place to get it done. Look, it's the only sports book I use. I've used it for about 3 years now, and it's so easy to get signed up. So easy to make a bet and so easy to collect. That's the important thing. And right now, BetUS.com is going large for you. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Yeah, you heard me right. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. That is unheard of. But BetUS, that's what they do. They offer value that other sports books simply don't offer. Like Gambler's Insurance. You into crypto? They've got bonuses for that. They've even got casino bonuses. Yes, you can play casino games at BetUS.com. Competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boost, prop betting. They've got it all. You need to go there and sign up. All you have to do is go to betus.com. Or if you'd rather talk to a live human, you can do that. You can call them at 1-800-MY-BET-US. 1-800-MY-BET-US. Get in the game. BetUS. It's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, talking all about this Cowboys-Ravens matchup.
We got you covered there. Texas A&M. We'll look at the top 10 as well. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is here. Look no further than the I-10 Ice House, your neighborhood sports headquarters with over a decade of excellence. Catch every college or NFL game plus must-see pay-per-view events on massive 10-foot screens. And don't forget, I-10 Ice House has daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House, located at 9518 Console Drive, proudly serving our community for over 10 years. I-10 Ice House.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2577. 800-375-2577. 800-375-2577.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back home in the Alamo Dome this Saturday against Houston Christian. It's the UTSA Roadrunners Hispanic Heritage Game and Salute to First Responders Game. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Tickets start at just $21. It's our UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Houston Christian Huskies this Saturday in the Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
There aren't many feelings worse than trying to start your car in the morning and being greeted with a dead battery, or being stuck on the side of the road when you don't need to be. 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a battery replacement this year. Don't be a statistic. Stop battery problems before they stop you by testing your battery regularly. Test yours at home or at select Napa locations nationwide. If you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for nearly every make and model on the road. So don't wait. Test your battery today and let Napa help you keep moving.
Football season is here, and I-10 Ice House has your favorite matchup on massive 10-foot screens and daily happy hour specials that'll keep your spirits high and your wallet happy. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
We normally for the weekend at the end of the show.
We were done.
I know. Like Pledge doesn't want to do this segment.
Gonna cut out early.
He wants to get to extra innings.
Yes.
He gets a whole hour today as we lead you up to high school football here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. Have O'Connor against Sotomayor coming up at 7 o'clock with the pregame kickoff at 7:30. High school football energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, and NCE General Contractors. It is the Blitz. He's Joe. I'm Jason. You want to play golf with us next week? Hope you're signed up. we have been told we started the show with 15 spots?
Yep.
Yeah, they've taken the registration off the website.
All done.
Yep.
All done.
Done.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
We knew it would sell out. We've been telling you this for 2 weeks. So I hope you got in. I can't wait to see everybody out there a week from Monday, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Now, if you didn't get in and you're going, damn it, early next week, Monday, Tuesday, as we go through all the stuff and make sure, if a couple of spots or a team opens up, we'll let you know, but those go fast.
They do.
Yeah, poor Nick Trey will start a waiting list, which is the worst thing ever. Don't call Joe. Don't call me.
No.
We'll be good. So we're out here at Northside at Gus Stadium, and O'Connor's playing. Now, you and Bill Taylor, when you were guys over at Channel 5, those Channel 5 days, it was always the big rivalry because his kids are O'Connor types.
And mine were Brandeis, so it's a big rivalry.
Big rivalry.
Yeah.
Only fitting that we're here and O'Connor is playing, and we got a Bill Taylor reference.
Yeah, but it wasn't pointed toward me. They actually knew who I was. But
all I heard was something in the hall and Bill Taylor's name, and I started laughing.
Well, let me tell you what happened. He said,
Yeah.
You and Bill Taylor were a great duo. And I thought, that's very kind of you. Very nice of you to say that. I mean, though I made Bill Taylor, but I mean, he'll admit that, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll give you that. The hell with the anchor and the other people. It's just you and.
Was there anybody else?
I don't know.
I don't remember anybody else.
The most dominant person on the news was Bill Taylor. I mean, that you got 6 minutes for news and 3 minutes for sports and 15 minutes for weather.
Well, sure, exactly right. But I made him. I just sat there and looked pretty.
You just said that out loud. You know that.
Just waiting my turn.
You just sat there waiting for your 2 minutes.
Waiting for what happened? You just cut me a minute. A minute ago you said 3, now you said 2. You're worse than a damn producer.
Because that's what the producer would always tell you. It's kind of like listening to Nikki Glazer last night on the post-game show talking about she finally learned what a 2-minute warning was.
If I didn't love her so much, I'd be terrified. It's Late Hits with Nikki Glazer.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Carissa. I just have to say it's so nice to finally meet the photo I show my plastic surgeon. But seriously, you were pretty intimidating. You look like the final boss at a country club. But truly, I am so thrilled to be here. I want to be honest, I am pretty new to football. I used to think a 2-minute warning was something a guy gave you 1 minute into sex, but every day I'm learning something new. For instance, today I found out that I look like 49ers tight end George Kittle.
Oh, wow. You do see it. Yeah, I see it. I can see it.
That's exactly how I looked at Burning Man. Now,
I don't know who she's been with. 2-minute warning, a minute in? What? I don't know who she's been with. I thought he'd start with that. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Let's do prime picks.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
Every week we make our picks for embarrassment. Although Pledge is continuing on a run. You and I both went 6-4 last week. James Pledger went 8-2 on the season.
What's
Pledge
up with that guy,
is
man?
26-4. He had 2 weeks in a row where he went 9-1. Last week he fell off a cliff going 8-2. Overall, I am 22-8. You, Joe, 18-12. You have been 6-4 every week. Very consistent.
It's early.
Very consistent.
Yeah, it's early.
All right, let's look at this week's games. Tennessee OU. One of the there's a couple of decent top 25 matchups. This one could be interesting. Although I just don't know how good the Sooners really are this year, and Tennessee looks fantastic.
Tennessee looks great. OU, I'm not sure about them either. I'm going with the Vols.
I think I'm taking Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee.
All right, Tennessee across the board. Utah against Oklahoma State. Utah's got some quarterback issues, I believe. I'm taking Oklahoma State at home.
I'm a man. That's who you're going with, Mr.
He cut his mullet.
Yeah.
Did you see what a nice guy he was the other day in a press conference? The soda machine was making noise. He went over and unplugged. He says, you guys can't hear what this thing going on.
Oh, how nice.
He's a nice guy. He's going to get a win this week.
So that's it. Utah's the best team in the Big 12. They're going to win this week.
Is this a Big 12 game?
Sure it is.
Well, it might not be. Like when Baylor played Big 12, it wasn't a Big 12 game because it was already on the schedule.
Well, that's true. There's different rules for that because it's like the Alamo Dome, right? Or the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah.
Still gets the Pac-12.
Who are you taking?
Yeah.
I'm taking Utah. I think they're the best team in the Big 12.
All right. USC against Michigan.
You guys have no faith in Michigan, and I understand why.
Have you seen them play?
I have no faith in Lincoln Riley, any team that he coaches.
Wow.
So they're at the big house. I'm taking Michigan.
I'm taking the spoiled children.
Yes.
Pledge always takes a Trojan.
I hope so.
Illinois against Nebraska.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes is playing for Nebraska. I'm going with the Huskers.
I just don't know how many times he's going to get hit. I'm taking Nebraska.
Give me Raiola, Nebraska.
Raiola.
I think we're all going to take UTSA against Houston Christian. Like the Roadrunners, we all need a gimme.
Exactly, right?
They scored 70 last week, though, right?
Yeah, sure. Against who? Air. In the NFL, Chicago against the Colts. So with this game at Indianapolis, I'm taking the Colts.
Well, look, I've got no faith in Anthony Richardson. None whatsoever. I think maybe he'll turn out to be a good quarterback at some point in time. Exciting player to watch. I have no faith in him. I'm taking the Bears. I think they've got a better team overall.
Games in Indy, and both defenses are great. Questions at quarterback for both. Give me the better running back. That's Jonathan Taylor.
New Orleans against Philadelphia. I hate the Eagles. I saw what the New Orleans Saints did last week, and they must be for real if they did that to my Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking the Saints all day.
Yeah, go ahead and buy into that Saints stuff because they're in New Orleans. They'll wake up back where they belong in the crappy Superdome. Eagles win this game, even without A.J. Brown.
All right. The Eagles have looked awful dating back to last year, especially that secondary. Give me Derek Carr and that Saints offense against it.
Well, I think Saquon will catch the ball this time.
He leads the league. Leads running backs and drops on passes out of the backfield.
Well, stop throwing him the ball then.
All right. Lions and Cardinals. Lions coming off of a tough loss. Arizona coming off an impressive win. I think both come back to reality this week. Detroit's one of the best teams in the NFC, and they'll prove it on Sunday.
Yeah, the Lions are one of the best teams in the NFC, and they actually outplayed whoever beat them last week. Who was it? So I look for the Lions to rebound.
Idiot.
I'm not sold on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the Cardinals. I think Jonathan Gannon's done a really good job. They played well after Kyler got back last year. They're continuing it, especially with him having a true number one in Marvin Harrison Jr. I think the Cards are for real.
This next game is going to be interesting, especially as I see what we've all done here, which surprises me. The Houston Texans go on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. One of the better matchups this weekend overall. I like the way Houston has started this season, to be honest, but I'm a little concerned with what we've seen in their secondary. And that surprises me more than anything because with D'Amico Ryans, I expected more out of that defense. I'm impressed with what Sam Darnold and the Vikings offer playing at home. I'm taking Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings too, just simply because they're at home. And I think that team has got enough to take care of the Texans in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson plays. I'm going with the Vikings.
Sam Darnold remembers he's Sam Darnold. And that secondary, it alleviated a lot of issues last year. Rookie Kamari Lassiter had a 0 passer rating against, and Derek Stingley is one of the best in the league.
Not this week, Pledge.
Yeah, running backs could be we're relying on, if you're Houston, you're relying on Cam Akers to be dominant. I'm taking Minnesota. Another reason there.
Poor Cam.
A game that you can listen to here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. Brad Sham will be on the call, and you could tell just when you tune in and hear Brad if things are going well or not, as the Cowboys take on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
This game's really a toss-up for me. I'll be honest with you. It's a toss-up, but I just think the Ravens are a little more under pressure to get this one done. And I think Derrick Henry's going to have a big day. I think Lamar Jackson has a big day. I like the Ravens in this one.
It's interesting because you can go either way with this one.
Exactly.
And whatever your argument is, I'll buy it, whether it's for Baltimore or for Dallas. And a couple of pick 'em things I've done, I've taken Baltimore. In this one, I'm taking the Cowboys. And I think part of it, you talk about pressure. There are some issues that I have with Baltimore's defense, to be honest, not to try to sound like a homer. Dak Prescott, his third game, his preseason is over. We saw that last night with Aaron Rodgers. Same kind of thing. Couple games under the belt, looks like a different guy. And pressure is all there, and Dak says he doesn't worry about it. But 2 games losing at home for this Cowboy team, I just don't see it happening. This could go either way. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Until Micah Parsons called it a prove-it game, the Cowboys have to prove it to me. The Ravens took the defending champ Chiefs to the wire. I think they're going to get one this week.
Yeah, I think they get it done too. And if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm not worried either. He's got $231 million guaranteed. What the hell's he worried about?
Yeah. I mean, all of that.
They can lose
there.
every game. He's going to get paid.
All of that is there. The Cowboys aren't as bad as they can't be as bad as what they showed last week. I hope it's been a bad week at work this week, and Mike Zimmer has been more surly than normal.
And you're exactly right. But the Ravens, even though I don't really believe that they're a Super Bowl quality team, they're not as bad as an 0-2 team. So I think, again, and I said it, I think this game's a toss-up. It will not surprise me if it goes either way.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun weekend of football. Extra innings with pledges coming up next. Then we've got high school football here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports. There should be a fun one. O'Connor against Sotomayor coming up in about an hour. Now, you think about your weekend with football. You want to make the games more exciting this weekend. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at